On Thursday, we will hit 70 degrees by midday, but a cold front will swing through in the afternoon. That will drop temperatures very quickly through the afternoon and evening. It's going to pick up the wind and bring us about a 10% chance of some precipitation on Thursday and Friday here on the Front Range.
That's Fox 31's Jessica LaBelle. No new losses are being reported from the Cal Wood fire burning in Boulder County. 26 buildings were destroyed over the weekend. Glen Haven Fire Chief Kevin Zagorda says saving homes is a priority.
I saw multiple homes in the past 2 days where the fire was entirely surrounding the home. Everything was black, and the home was standing like nothing happened.
The fires burned over 9,000 acres. The Downtown Denver Partnership is planning a new spin on the holiday season due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The group will hold a virtual news conference today.
Where'd we get
That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City Freeway system for the most part in decent shape. No new stalls or accidents being reported on or off the highway across town. On the north end of town, watch out for construction blocking the right lane southbound I-25 there near 84th. Solid backups to 104th. Seeing sporadic delays in there, so watch out for that. And watch out for construction on eastbound I-70 approaching E-470. Only the left lane is getting by in that construction zone, so watch out for some delays. Backups to about Colfax. The weather forecast, mostly sunny. Areas of smoke, a high of 72. Right now cloudy and 58. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Welcome back to Customize and Save with Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, the game show where you only pay for what you need. And we're out of time. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
13 days of Halloween. One story a night, starting October 19th, ending on Halloween. Produced in immersive 3D audio that you'll have to hear to believe. And starring Keegan-Michael.
Like, what was she telling him? You're not doing a good job, or what?
She was just harassing him, and then she said she was making it difficult. For instance, they painted something, and she sprayed the walls, so they had to redo it again.
She isn't.
And she was just giving us a total bull story.
When I first talked to her, she sounded nutty, you know. But I thought I just thought she was just a little slow. Man, I talked to the worst woman. Tom was listening to me talk last night. Oh, God, that was 10 minutes I'll never get back in my life.
Really? About what?
She had an issue with one of our referral lists. I says, okay,
yeah. 24/7, right?
Yeah. But she wouldn't tell me the address so we could go and get it fixed there. She said, oh, it's a, what is it? What she said? It's conflict of interest. Oh, God. I just went, oh, this. Anyway.
Well, that's the same thing with this Judy Martinez person.
She really was a nut. 10 seconds. He's on mute there. Okay. We're good on that.
Thank you.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello and welcome to the show. What is happening in your life? This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you have pains and aches, we all get, huh? And some inflammation, or you have anxiety, RealCBDThatWorks.com. So welcome. What do you say? You give us a call if you need help.
Turn it down just a bit.
Information or referrals, 303-713-TALK, 303-713.
There you go, that's good.
8255. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints and make your life a little easier. So give us a call. And as I said, if you put Tom in the promo code with this website, you get 30% off CBD products from Panacea Life Sciences, RealCBDThatWorks.com. All right, we have some updates that we're working on right now, and really, we take these problems seriously when you call in. If you have any problem, if we decide to take it on, we help you. We help by getting money back for you, by helping you in any way we can, maybe getting an exchange, a refund, or just someone to listen to you. I want to remind you it's open enrollment right now. This is a very important period. You see, with Obamacare came a certain amount of time you have to buy health insurance. You're not allowed to buy health insurance during the year, except for special circumstances. which means open enrollment is the time to make changes. If you have Social Security, if you have and you want to buy a supplement, or you want to change to Social Security Advantage, or excuse me, Medicare, I should say Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplements, now's the time to do that. If you qualify for tax credits, now's the time to seize that. If you qualify for Medicaid, now's the time to do that. And it is open enrollment. So that's an important consumer issue, to buy health insurance. Even though the government mandate is gone, people need health insurance. And right now, prices have gone down a bit. You can get health insurance by going to Integra Insurance Group, integrainsurance.com. And we'll give out that number as well. There'll be some commercials for them, but please listen for open enrollment. It's very, very important. And then, of course, I want to remind you of some scams going around. Whether it be the power company, Comcast, or anyone, there are people mimicking recorded phone calls. Recorded messages like, welcome to Xfinity, or whatever, or welcome to Xcel Energy, or this is Xcel Energy. And then they give you options just like it's a real answering, you know, like you think you're calling that entity. But no matter what option you call, you get a person who says, we can lower your bill, or we can clear up your bill, or we can do something, all right? And the whole end game is to get you to buy gift cards and then read them the code over the phone. Now, no utility, no legitimate merchant asks you for payment with gift cards. Okay, never. So you never have to do that. And of course, if they ask for a credit card, you don't do that either. Here's the bottom line. You do not give out any information for people who call you. Most people do not call you, or if they do, they have a way to verify who they are. You have to start learning also how to read URLs. Those are the addresses up in the top of your browser. If you're in the domain like Google, it'll be google.com in there. Google.com. If it has something else, it's not going to be Google. The same with Excel, the same with Xfinity. And a lot of people don't know how to read URLs. I would say if you're in doubt, you can always copy that URL and search parts of it in Google and see where it brings you, or to see if it's triggered any scams. Our phone number is 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or no matter where you're listening from, you can call 303-MARTINO. And that number is good on and off the air 24 hours a day. So if you're listening to a podcast and wonder where to call, you can call 303-627-8466. That's 303-MARTINO. So, Ernie, what's going on with you, Ernie? What's happening?
Well, I've got this guy that keeps calling me that I won that Publishers Clearinghouse Prize. And he's called me again this morning about 4 times. He called me last week about 20 times.
Does he have a phone number?
And yeah, I do. He gave me the proper one this morning, which 267.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. I want you to give it to Daphne off the air, and I want to call them. What do they say, Ernie?
Well, he just says I've won the Publishers Clearinghouse Prize of $2.5 million, and that I'm to send him $350. I was supposed to get a gift card, but I told him that I would send him a check, and so
did he want it? Did he want a check?
Well, he didn't want to, but I guess I talked him into it. I said I can't get a gift card right now.
And what did he say? Did he tell you where to send the check?
Well, I have Gary E. Klein at 161 Brewery. I think it's Lane. It's LN, apartment 2.
Now, are you saying brewery as in a beer brewery?
Yeah, a beer brewery.
Brewery Lane. Oh, okay. And what apartment?
apartment 2.
Yes.
And he gave me a California
what city?
Zip code. Which, well, that's where I get it wrong. He's saying now Alabama, but he gave me a California zip code, which was 95603.
And 267 is Philadelphia,
I don't know what the mix-up is there, but that 267-529.
Hold on, sir.
That's Auburn, California.
Yeah. Do you have that number, Daff? Did he get
No,
that?
I'll get it from him.
Yeah. But here's what I want to know. When he says 161 Brewery Lane, apartment 2, then they said, did they give you a city?
It is Auburn, California.
No, but did he give you that?
Yes, he did.
Auburn. And then
Yes.
what? Okay. Then what does Alabama have to do with anything?
Well, I guess I couldn't understand what he was trying to tell me. But I did understand it to be Auburn, California, though.
Huh. Okay.
So I don't know what Alabama. I couldn't understand him that well. I thought he was trying to say Alabama, and he said 2 or 3 different times. So he did say Auburn.
Okay, and that zip code does match Auburn, right?
Yes, it does. I'm looking it up right now.
This clown might have given him his actual address to send a check. He may have done that. Isn't that something?
So, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't sound like he's too intelligent.
Well, no, because he just gave you his address. I want to put that address in Google. I want to see where it comes out. Auburn, California. But hold on a sec. Before we do anything, I want to call that number, but I want to get some more information first. See, people, this is what we do. We investigate liars, cheats, scams, rip-offs, whatever. I just put that in. I see his apartment house. I see it right here. Yep, this clown gave you maybe his apartment or a girlfriend's apartment. We have it right here. And let me see, what is that number on there? 161. Yep, that's it, bro. We got his apartment.
I doubt the moron gave his real address.
Well, why would he do that then if he wants him to send a check? What would he give him?
Maybe it's an empty apartment and he can monitor it. I don't know. It seems crazy.
It would be funny if we sent blank gift cards. Just have everybody send gift cards that have no money on them.
Yeah, but hold on a sec. He wants him to send a check. I think the moron gave him his address. So what I'd like to do is give this guy a call after the break.
Swat him.
No. That's against the law. Say he's holed up with guns inside that apartment? No. That would be terrible. But
Why does he have a Philadelphia area code on his phone?
well, it's easy. I mean, somebody asked, why does he have an area code that doesn't match where he lives? Philadelphia. It's either people carry their cell phones all over the place. I mean, they don't change them. Area codes on a cell phone don't mean much right now.
Hey, Tom, it could be that he's sending the check there because it is a trap house. And a trap house is basically a place where, like, a gang member or somebody associated with a gang or people that do nefarious things will like, rent out a place where they only, like, sell drugs, guns, and have all of their, like, illegal stuff go to. So it's not their actual address, but it's, like, an address that they can throw away or that they can, like, blame it on somebody else, whoever the apartment's rented out to. So it could be, like, just kind of like a drop-off location that he's trying to pick up the check from.
Okay. It could be. I mean, or, a drop of some kind. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Or coming up, we're going to call this number. Get your calls in, 303-713-TALK.
I got an idea. Why don't we ask any gang members in Auburn to go by the house and call us back?
So is your camera on, Mark? Can I do it?
Yep.
Yep.
I think my idea was the best. You swat him.
Swat him.
No, I'm telling you, have a gang member in Auburn, go there and check it out for us. Tell him we'll give $100 towards his bail next time he's arrested.
The people on Facebook and YouTube are very happy that you didn't mess with everything today, Mark.
Excellent. I'm glad I didn't.
Let's talk about K&H Home Solutions, because right now they're doing an incredible deal. All you have to do is make your appointment for this month. Now, you don't have to have the work done this month, but for October, if you call to set an appointment, you get 35% off windows, siding, and doors. And by the way, they're beautiful custom fit windows, energy efficient, siding, Everlast siding, the best siding in the world, and doors, Provia doors, one of the best doors made. 35% off, but listen to this. If you want to get an extra 5% for a total of 40% off, all you have to do is donate 3 food items when they show up for the K&H food drive for Community Table. You know, companies come and go, but K&H has withstood the test of time, 64 years in business. I've known the original owner. I know the current owner, Ted. In fact, I had him at my home to fix some stuff. They still are looking after the warranty on the stuff they installed in my home many, many years ago. So warranties you can trust, a company you can trust, and now 40% off. Make your own appointment at khwindows.com. Let's talk about a free market evaluation for your home. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com will do it. He's with RE/MAX Alliance, a Lifetime Achievement Award from RE/MAX, 25 years of proven credibility. The market's hot, but there are still homes that go unsold every month. Why? Because they don't have Frank Duran, the real estate man. He has stats to show he sells faster and for more money than most real estate people. And he can show you why, because he knows how to price to get multiple offers and to yield the best price in the end. Now listen, you may be wondering what your house is worth. You don't have to wonder. You can get a free market evaluation from someone who actually sells dozens of homes a month. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Whether you're buying or selling, or you want a free valuation of your home based on the actual market, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, the real estate man, 303-920-1622.
I mean, Tom, I got you at the last part, but you got the first number out.
Yeah.
You got Frank Duran, the real estate man, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got me.
Beat it, Neek.
Neek.
Ooh, I love these boots.
Let's see them. Let's put them up for everybody here.
They're fucking beautiful.
Hey, did you get your weighted blanket?
Yes.
Is it heavy?
It's fucking 30 pounds. It's heavy. It's heavy as shit.
Did you use it?
Yeah, we've had it 3 nights now.
And you sleep like a babe?
I haven't decided. Suzanne likes it, so I'm not so sure I get to decide.
It's hard to roll around underneath it.
Fuck yeah, it is. I'll tell you this, I like these fucking waterproof, snowproof, insulated hiking boots.
Hey, Bob, did you hook up your dash cam?
No, I haven't yet, Doc.
After all, the nose is your body's
Hey, my son broke his foot. That's why we didn't go skydiving on Saturday.
Are we supposed to go
I
skydiving?
figured you pussy down.
No.
Look at these bad boys.
Thank you.
How much?
Amazon, of course, Prime Day. Waterproof, insulating, high dry, 100% waterproof. 73 bucks.
Ooh, that seems like a lot. I got them for 38.
Yeah, you did. You bought the fucking Bubbo's ones.
they were Bobos.
Hey, Mark, when you get a chance, just text me the kind of dash cam you bought.
Okay.
Oh, you bought one off Amazon?
No, he bought a dash cam. I want to find out what kind he bought.
On Amazon? You got it?
CVS, Bed Bath & Body, Navarre, NAV.
Navarre.
Clean nose, healthy life.
Fuck, these are nice. They're comfortable too, man.
How do you know you haven't even walked in them?
They're just comfortable to put on.
Till you get your first blister.
In other words, their sizing is good. They're not crazy. Although I do got to send Suzanne's back.
Her sizing was crazy.
It was off by a half.
See, that's another reason I would buy shoes in person, not online.
Right. Shoes can be so different.
Right.
Depending upon
Shoes can be so different.
depending on where they're made. Hey, where were those made?
Well, Amazon does. I don't know where they're made.
Well, look on them.
Let me see. What did they where they were made?
Well, because that's where sizing difference.
No. I'm saying, how would you know where they're made?
It says on them.
It does?
Of course, everything does.
Yeah, there should be a little tag.
Have you?
It said it was made in an iPhone factory in China. 17 poor Chinese died making these shoes.
Have you just come to the United States lately?
So you're saying everything's got to say where it's made. This says where it's made. This stapler says where it's made. This mouse says where it's made.
It did when it's in the box.
It's supposed to. It used to be a requirement of the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Listen, problems, questions, complaints. Did you ever wonder, is that right? Can they get away with that? Give us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Something that I find chilling, and this is really important, that we have such giant tech monopolies now and giant store like Amazon and Walmart that the small guy's going to be snuffed out. Is that a bad thing? Of course it is, I guess. I mean, what do we do without small business? But at the same time, I go into a small business or even a regular retailer of a decent size and they don't have what I want. And then I shop somewhere else. They don't have it. They don't have it. They don't have it. The dumbest words that have ever come out of the mouth of a person at a store. You want to guess what it is, Mark? The dumbest thing they ever can say to you? What do you think? We can order that.
The dumbest thing.
We can order that.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Well, welcome to Best Buy.
Now, wait a minute. You can order that for me. You mean I can't go home right now and do it, save money, and have it delivered the next day? So the reason I go to a store is I want it now. So, people, what are the things you fear? I fear that small business, as we know it, and retail will be gone, even though I'm a hypocrite, and I'll use online when I can save a buck. I walk around in a constant dichotomy. I say I like things, and I fear, but then I act opposite. You know, for example, let's talk about not just retail, but tech. Now, there's a Project Veritas, and this guy was undercover. He's a Google high up Google guy who said their algorithms are slanted toward certain political points of view. Again, I'm not campaigning for anybody. Honest to God, when I tell you we should be concerned, it's not because I love one candidate or another. I'm just saying that we should never want our data to be manipulated. We shouldn't want anyone to be biased. We should want the pure truth. I mean, or not even the pure truth, the pure information. Let us decide if it's truth. But when it comes out and you decide, I'm not going to publish this, look at all the accusations they've let go through when it comes to Trump or someone unpopular. Again, I'm not sticking up for Trump. I don't even like the guy, his personality and stuff. I'm not talking, this is ideology stuff. I'm talking about, that they don't like him, right? So then, yet, you cannot find news stories about, Hunter Biden's laptop that he dropped off at a repair shop where they found all this crap on there when he didn't come and pick it up. Or the FBI came and got it. There is an actual warrant from the FBI that came and got that laptop and searched it and found, emails back and forth about how he was arranging a visit of his dad. Now, again, I'm not talking about the election. I'm talking about the information. Why don't we get unadulterated information? Why is it that people at Fox or people at CNN have to decide what we see and hear? Why is that? Why does Google decide what they're going to let go through, or what Facebook is going to either let go or limit? That scares me. It really scares me, because you can't get pure information. And that should scare you too. So What are some of the things you fear in the future? I don't like the idea of small business going away, but if you think about it, right now, we are losing small businesses at a rate we've never dreamed of, and part of that is the pandemic, of course. That leads to bankruptcy, right? Gigi Wink is from Wink and Wink. Let's talk to her. And then Ernie, we're going to make the call to that scammer. And then Alex, I will take your call, I promise, on the car being towed. Now, Gigi, are you getting a lot of bankruptcies from businesses? Can businesses do a Chapter 7? Small business.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're getting a few, mostly people, getting prepared for the future. Now, businesses are not entitled to a discharge in bankruptcy. So when you have a small business, what you need is a personal bankruptcy. That will get you out of any debt that you've personally guaranteed.
Okay.
And you would want to wind down the business ahead of time if the business is not a going concern anymore.
What do you mean? What do you
yeah.
mean they're not entitled to a discharge? What do you mean?
It means that a business has no right to discharge debt in bankruptcy. They can reorganize debt under a Chapter 11, which is a very different undertaking than a 13 or a 7. That's a reorganization. Those are incredibly expensive. You're looking at minimum attorney's fees of $25,000. Those are for big businesses that could continue operating if they were just able to restructure some of their debt.
So, Gigi, hold on now. If I have a corporation, ABC Corp, it's a sub-S, and I personally guarantee everything, then if I can't take it anymore, I do a personal bankruptcy. That gets me out of personal liability. But what happens to ABC Inc.? Does it go away? Do I leave it as an empty? Can I leave an empty shell and just dissolve it?
What we do, we advise people on this. You would dissolve it. What your concern is do you have creditors that have a right to any of the property of the business? You can't just disappear with the assets or try to keep them free and clear if the creditors have a security interest in them. So we've got a whole procedure we go through. Most businesses don't have hard assets, and if they do, that's part of the planning to get you ready to file the personal bankruptcy.
Now, Gigi Wink, if anyone needs recommendations or, suggestions or help or information, they do initial consultations free. In fact, they answer questions free about bankruptcy. If you're a small business owner, you don't send the business into a bankruptcy. You would take a bankruptcy for anything you guarantee that'll come to haunt you. winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Alex, let me get to you real quick here on the car being towed. What's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
Good, man.
Long-time listener, man.
Thank you. What happened to your car?
So we were at my son's apartment Saturday night, and we come out after eating dinner, and my car's gone. We were there possibly from, I'm going to say 8 to 10:30, just to give him the benefit of the doubt at night.
Okay, but I want to know something. Were you in guest parking?
So all the visitor parking is taken, and all the tenants take them. So there really isn't no visitor parking.
Where were you then? Where were you parked?
I was parked in their parking lot. And,
I know, but were you in a residence spot? Where were you if all the visitor parking was taken?
So they don't have assigned parking for residents, so it was just normal parking. And where I parked, there wasn't a sign saying I couldn't park there.
There was no sign anywhere?
So there is signs along the back fences, why it's towing. But when you come into the apartment buildings, the entryway, there's no signs there.
No, but what does it say along the back? Hold on. There's visitor parking, then there's resident parking. Right. Or better yet, there's open parking except for visitors. They're designated. Hold on. We'll come back to you right after this.
Here, just get found fast in about a minute.
I put it up there. I didn't put the one.
What do you have up there?
He's got a video, and I try to do snapshots.
Oh, I want to see it.
This report is sponsored by Z.
Can you send it to me?
Sure. The video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not a very...
Let me look at it then.
Okay. So here, I'll start from the beginning there.
Looks like the left regular lane is blocked. Not seeing any first responders just yet, so just watch out for backups on.
What is that?
Apparently this is the apartment building, this is the restaurant there, or no, I'm sorry, restaurant, not, or, okay, so keep on going. So here are the signs. It's hard, I can't zoom in.
The weather forecast could be mostly sunny, areas of smoke.
So it says Opera Reserved and it's got a time on it. This is the why it's towing. That's about the best I can get that.
What does the sign to the left say?
This is Opera, but it's he's after that. He was there after that. But it basically, I think I can't really read the why it's towing.
Hold on, guys. GetFoundFast.com. If you have a business, you run a website, and if you want to know how your website performs, go to that website and get a free analysis, GetFoundFast.com. They'll look at your website, how it's organized, how search engines see it, and they'll give you advice free of charge. If you decide to hire them, all the better, but there's no obligation. I urge you to do it. There's nothing to lose. GetFoundFast.com. So what is he saying then?
He said the signs don't really say you've got to have a permit or anything.
Did he say where his is parked?
It was not exactly. No, he didn't. You'll have to ask him where it's in this thing. But I don't, like I said, I can't read exactly what the sign says right there. He's going to have to say what it says.
The residents have a sticker that identifies them as residents?
I don't. The sign doesn't say that, nor he didn't say that either. But
You know who's still performing?
Frank Sinatra?
Fucking Rich Little.
Oh, is he really?
That's incredible.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty old.
That's his reserve.
But that's for the opera, and that's at this time. He was there after that time. It was 6:30 p.m. It says I can't read all that stuff.
But was he in that parking spot?
But he was there after it.
But was he in that spot?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. You have to ask him.
What does that private parking say?
I can't read that. That's what he'll have to say. What?
Can you open it up at all?
No.
That's as big as it gets, huh?
As big as I can get it. It's
okay.
Where's the? What are you guys looking at?
I can send you the video.
The video of that guy who got towed.
Huh. Very interesting.
I'll send it to you too, Tom. You can erase it if you don't want it.
Can you imagine us sitting down and writing this, Tom? Let alone reading it.
Have you read it? Is it a good book?
I read it a long time.
Is it good?
It rambles.
What is it?
War and Peace.
War, what is it good for?
No, War and Peace.
What is it good for?
I like the short version.
Absolutely nothing.
I like the short version of the song.
God, these are good-looking boots.
Hold on a sec. He sent us a link. Okay. I can zoom in.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Damn Apple.
You ate an apple.
No, Apple can zoom in. I can't.
Alright, let me look at your thing. Toe. Here's the toe. Oh my God, what's wrong with this fucking camera?
Can you read what that private parking sign is saying, Tom?
I gotta get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, those are your typical why it's towing. Don't fucking park here.
But they don't say why.
There are signs everywhere.
Well, that's a dog there. No
Dude,
dog.
there are signs like every fucking 20 feet.
Yeah, but what do the signs say?
What do they say?
They're whatever Wyatt signs always say.
Well, I know. Okay, here's one. It says, Wyatt's towing.
I don't think every 20 feet.
That's exactly.
I'm going to bet you that it's not every 20 feet.
Can you enlarge that so you can read it, Tom, or is it too?
No, I can enlarge it.
Too
But it's still
There's quite a few signs. Are they?
Let me tell you, Wyatt's. We've never been able to get them on anything.
Yep, you're exactly right.
In fact, anytime we've had complaints on them, it turns out the caller did something.
And I believe they always take a picture prior to the tow.
And I'm telling you, they got signs all over this place.
But these are the what he's saying, these are the visitors parking, and they're all taken by residents, but how do you know that?
Well, even if they were,
What
does that excuse it?
I know.
So if all street parking is taken downtown, I can park in a garage for free?
That's right. That's the rule.
See, I can zoom in, but I can't see what the...
I tell you what, getting towed though, I think it was like $320.
Man, I haven't got towed in so long, and the last time I got towed, I ended up getting it back.
I never got towed.
Ooh, you better watch it.
They actually pay me to park.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, Renew Home Innovations for beautiful showers and tubs. Well, it's really, they take out the tub and put in this beautiful walk-in shower, and it's really a roll-in shower, too, if you have disabilities. There's no curb, and it's really hard to explain, but it's custom. It's for you, the way you move, and it takes out that ugly tub. You can also do other bathroom improvements with them for 25% off. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Great people. And special discounts for seniors and for active military and veterans, actually. RenewHomeInnovations.com. So listen, we looked at this video, Alex, and I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, it's a video, it's just all over the place. But I see signs, there's Wyatt signs all over the place. If your argument is all the visitor parking was taken, that tells me that there is designated visitor parking. Is that right?
Yeah, there should be. Yep, and where I park.
No, I'm not asking. I'm asking not if there should be. I'm asking you. You said all the visitor parking was taken. How do you know that? Were there places marked visitor? I got to ask the question before I can get it in. Alex, were there places clearly marked visitor?
Yes, right in front of the leasing office and directly across.
Okay. Now, the other spots were not marked. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, that towing sign, I can't really read it, but what does it say, Dan? Let me look at that. What does it say? Let me look at that. It says, hold on, let me get this mic over here. It says, go ahead.
Wyatt's Towing.
Wyatt's Towing.
Establishment.
Yeah, okay.
Unauthorized or illegal
parking
vehicles will be towed at vehicle owners.
Okay, but then it says at illegally parked. So, but what does that mean? That's the part I don't get. What does that mean? So, but if there is a clearly marked visitor spot, then I would say, and how do they know when you're parked in an open residence spot that you're not a resident? Are there things that designate you as a resident, like stickers?
No.
Well, hold on. That doesn't make sense. You're telling me if you're a resident there, how does Wyatt's know you're not a resident?
I believe they document your license plate and take it to the office, and they might have a list.
Okay. So in other words, they look at every single license plate, and if one is out of order, they know to check it. That doesn't make sense. So. Alex, this all doesn't make sense to me. So if what you're telling me is true, which I do not think it is, then you can go to small claims court, I think, and sue them for damages because they're not properly doing it. It has to be clearly designated where you can't park, okay? So according to this, just having a sign up does not say where you can't park, except that you did know there were visitor spots. But I want to know, how come residents don't get towed from open residence spots? How did they know you were not a resident?
They must have been watching me, or like I said, plate documentation to the leasing office. I'm not sure, Tom.
Maybe we should call the apartment place. But here's the deal, Alex. Wyatt's has been around a long time, and they pretty much know how to do it without being illegal, okay? I'm not saying I love them. No one loves tow companies unless they need one. But they pretty much know what they're doing. I mean, they really do. Now, did you park? There's another one that says you can't park from, I don't know, a certain time to a certain time for some kind of restaurant. Were you parked in that spot?
No. I was parked in front of the pool, maybe 2 rows over.
But it was in a resident spot, right?
It is not specified if it's resident or not. It doesn't have numbers or nothing. I mean,
Hold on. But there are designated visitor spots.
Yes, and those are all taken, and my son said those
But
are
Alex, I'm asking you logically, if there are visitor spots, then the rest of them are not visitor spots, right?
It doesn't say it on the sign, sir. So if I would have known that, I would have parked 3 blocks away on the street. But we parked there before. We had dinner there multiple times, and my car never got towed at night. So I don't get it. Why this one time?
Okay. Mark, what do you say to him? He's saying there are no spots marked at all. No parking.
Well, I thought he said there was. There was visitor parking in front of the leasing office, then across from the leasing office.
Right. But the other spots, he said, are unmarked.
Well, yeah, but then there's signs everywhere. In fact, it looks like there's signs every, 30, 40 feet, maybe every 20 yards, something like that, that say unauthorized vehicles will get towed.
But what makes it unauthorized?
Honestly, I think he parked somewhere he shouldn't have parked and he got towed. That's what I think.
Okay, but what makes it unauthorized, though? The sign isn't clear. I mean,
Well, what's the sign supposed to say? Wyatt's parking. Anytime we have called in the last 10 years to Wyatt's, has one time they been out of range? Not once. Does that mean they can't be in this particular one?
Well, no, I'm not saying they are.
But if you look at the video, they have signs everywhere.
It's got to be clear, though, where you can park. That's what I'm asking. Does the fact that visitor parking is marked make the other spots illegal or off base? Does that automatically mean, okay, he said, now is each spot marked visitor on the visitor ones? Do they have the word visitor on the other ones? No. Alex.
So the two visitor spots, it only has the signs with arrows. It ain't on the blacktop where it says visitors. So it has with arrows, the designated spots for visitors. And that's in front of the leasing office and a declaration.
How many visitor spots are there?
So I would say a total of maybe 6 to 8.
Okay. Now listen, did you talk to the office? What did they say?
No, I was going to go there Sunday after I got spending $320.
How much did all this cost you, Alex?
It cost me $320, Tom. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I don't know if you're wrong. I'd like to get people's opinion on it. I mean, you technically, it doesn't say no parking in the ones you parked in, and I'm thinking it needs to at least warn you. I know it says cars that are illegally parked will be towed away, right? Okay, fine, right. Or whatever. Unauthorized parking, okay. Right. But what is unauthorized? I don't know. And I do think it's a little ambiguous. I would like to call the apartment complex, Deputy Doc. Just ask them about it. Have they ever had problems like this? They don't have clearly designated residential spots. They're unmarked. It doesn't, I don't know. I mean, I think they have to be a little more clear. I'd like to know what people think. Now, we're going to come back to Gigi Wink, Wink and Wink. Plus, we're going to call this place. So let's get ready to call this place if we have time after the break. I want to call this Publishers Clearinghouse scam coming up.
Impact traffic.
from the Betfred Sports Traffic Center. Let's start off with the good news. That crash southbound I-25 under the 88th overpass has cleared. Traffic flow pretty much back up to speed along that stretch on the north end of town. So great news there. Watch out for an off-highway wreck at 63rd and Federal. Police are on the scene. Just basically avoid that area if you can. And watch out for delays on eastbound I-70 at the toll road. Only the left lane getting through that construction area on the east side of town. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be partly sunny with areas of smoke today. Be careful if you have to be outside. Got a high of 72. Right now it's mostly cloudy and 62. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
You have to be...
You go, Tom. We're 15-second goes there. 10 seconds.
This ZQL Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an...
I don't know what's so hard about unauthorized or illegally parked vehicles will be towed.
Nothing.
If you don't live there...
Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney that I hope you never need. And I've done the shopping for you. If you do need someone, you can trust Joe Lazara. 303-429-6200, LazaraLegal.com. That's 2 Z's and 1 R, LazaraLegal.com, 429-6200. Okay, Mark, I get it, but then what's illegally parked or what's unauthorized? What is it? What is it?
Anybody that doesn't live there.
Well,
how about whatever the lease says?
Well, I think there's got to be a sticker.
Mark, don't you remember the guy that booted the place? That was the argument we had with them.
But there was
He
no
didn't have
sign.
any signs. There wasn't one fucking sign in the entire lot. I drove it.
There was a sign at the beginning, though.
Well, maybe, but then there was multiple entrances.
But it said park and authorized only, and there was the authorized and unauthorized.
Well, that's what I'm saying here. There is no clearly marked. You can't park here.
It doesn't say that. This simply says unauthorized or illegally parked vehicles will be towed.
For your next ideal home loan,
If that's the case, there's got to be a little sticker that shows you're a resident.
7,000.
That would be my guess. But I will call and find out.
Starting
I will, as soon as Gatsby's been in.
Produced in immersive 3D
Listen.
audio that you'll have to hear.
Team K wants to come on and give their side of the story.
As the caretaker.
So I'm going to set it up.
Okay. I thought I made it very clear.
We have to call Chris. Do you have Chris's number?
Radio and Blumhouse Television. Listen to Aaron Mankey's 13 Days
Hey,
of
Daphne.
Halloween on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get it.
When you get a chance next hour, I'm going to text you this guy's name, Chris, with Team K.
Hello?
And he wants to give his side of the story on the Judy Martinez story.
Who did you call?
Because we trashed the company.
Yeah, that's me.
I'll send it to you, Dad.
Yeah.
All your kitchen is on the list.
Never got talked about something on the schedule and I moved everything I won't touch. You know, I'm not on a schedule.
Well, here,
Okay, hold on for a second.
these smelly baths into awesome rooms, that's what we do. Whether it's a tub to shower conversion or a whole new 5-piece bath, our family business will make it special.
Hey, Tom.
just like we
Yes,
do
sir.
for our kids.
Are you saying I need to put a sign in my driveway?
Perfect. To do for your family.
I think you should.
Well, actually, to tow people, you do.
I don't think so.
I actually, well, okay, it depends on your municipality, you're right.
662-8370 or drhi.com.
Did you know 1 in 5 people live with vein disease? You don't have to live with the aching.
You know what? I don't know if that just applies to commercial establishments like in Denver. Like if you park in someone's driveway.
I think there probably is a thing like that.
I'm wondering,
Driveway
because
or in front of the
technically you're
driveway.
supposed to, warn people with a business, right? But I wonder what private homes, I wonder what that's all about.
UnitedVeinCenters.com, America's top vein care center.
You know, I'd love to get somebody on that knows all about it.
She's adopted. Wyatt's going.
He has come on before.
Oh, he'll come on. He'll explain it. I mean, he follows the rules. Well, it doesn't mean he always does, but I mean, every time we've tried to get him.
Who's that? Coffee.
Over 500 Petco stores. Hey, Maggie. Bob's for Dogs from Skechers. Available at Petco, Skechers, and wherever stylish shoes are sold.
You know, dozens of HVAC companies are always advertising, but there's only one that I've used and want you to use too. Coyote HVAC is veteran and family owned, and I've trusted them in my home for my heating and cooling. They're honest and genuinely passionate about their work and giving you a tailor-made solution to your HVAC needs. Coyote HVAC has affordable, high-quality options for every problem with your heating and air. I trust them in my home, and you should too. Call Coyote HVAC and tell them Michael Brown sent you. 720-833-1598. 720-833-1598. Or online at HVAC.com.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at RealTomMartino. And stay connected with all.
Back on in 30 seconds, guys.
Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 K-House.
I love this song. I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
Wow, this is a good one. This chorus, you should read this chorus. It's like this.
What is it about?
What scares you about the most? What scares you the most about others? 4 years ago, there was this play where this woman just stood still and stuff there, and they had a whole bunch of items laid on the table, and they could do whatever they wanted to the woman. So it started out doing the nice, and then they just got it mean.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Coming up next hour, Team K wants to give their side of the story on this Judy situation. We're going to recap that all. They felt like, we, were basically trashing them without knowing the whole story. We did come down hard on them because we got part of that information wrong.
Yeah, but we asked for the whole story 10 times, Tom.
Yeah, but I will tell you that we'll admit that Doc, when they said you have to see the attorney, was thinking their attorney and not. We're going to explain it, and not the HOA attorney, but we'll talk about it. Now, can we call that number real quick? Do we have time to call that Publishers Clearinghouse? And bring up Ernie.
You bet.
Bring up Ernie. Let's call the number and bring up Ernie. And then let me know when it's ringing. And Ernie, I want you to play along with me, okay?
Okay.
Good. Oh, okay. We'll wait a second here. I want to get this. These are people calling saying they're from Publishers Clearinghouse, and you have to go out and get a gift card. And the moron even gave them an address to send a check. Ernie, just wait.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. You guys dialing that?
Yeah, we're dialing it right now. Give me one moment.
Thank you. Okay. And then with the out music, don't bring it in real loud if the guy's on the phone. I'll just go out at, what is it, 5814? Whatever you want. So, what's going on? Is there something I'm missing here?
I'm doing other things other than using the phone. Just give me one moment.
Okay, then we're just going to have to do it after the next hour because we're coming up on the end of the hour. So
I just dialed. Hold on.
All right. I mean, Ants talks as if he has to do the commercials, run the mics, run the air, run the stage. Okay.
Hello? Yeah. This is Ernie. Is he there?
Hello?
Yes, Mary here.
No. I guess it's Gary. Is he there?
Gary?
Well, yeah. This is the phone number he gave for me to call for the Publishers Clearinghouse.
The Publishers Clearinghouse, Gary?
You don't have any Gary there?
Yes, but Gary's on the road.
He's on the road right now?
Yes.
Do you have a cell number we can reach him?
What did Gary tell you to do?
Gary, we're calling Gary about the Publishers Clearinghouse Award that we won. He wants us to give him a gift card.
Yes, so did you get the gift card?
Well, are you his associate?
Yes.
Are you with Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're with Publishers...
This has got to be the biggest moron we've ever talked to.
Mark, why would you say that? We want to get Ernie his gift, man. Don't blow this thing. Now, are you at 161 Brewery Lane?
Yes.
Okay. Now listen carefully. We're going to have the police there in a few minutes because you're running a scam. Did you know?
Okay.
Yes.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. You're not with Publishers Clearinghouse. Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
No, you're not.
I think they're trying to put one over on us.
You are with Publishers Clearinghouse at 161. Yeah, okay.
And that's where that led.
All right. Well, just in time for the break.
God, tell me that wasn't the worst scammer ever.
Well, he's on the road. He's probably a truck driver scamming people, telling people to send money to his address. His wife or girlfriend is there, and now she's got to pick up on the scam.
She forgot who she worked for.
Holy crap.
Don't you have to speak English?
Anyway, this is weird. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
What does COVID-19 have to do with losing your home?
That was kind of
That's
funny.
got to be the worst.
Mark, why would you do that in the middle of the fucking call?
She just left.
Look out for home.
Just left out there. Actually, you know what?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I have a look at.
So now you're monitoring?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Signature.
Really?
Yeah.
It was just that.
Yeah.
You sold your home.
Yeah.
Then they take
You
out
can hear me
the
pretty
loan
well.
on your home and leave
Alright.
you in debt. You will know until
Just like your, yeah.
But why can't I hear me?
Because you're in a different one. You're in.
I know,
this
but
one.
what difference does it make?
Because
No,
you
no,
have-
I'm in one. See, why can't
Oh, it must be that input or that audio.
I can't hear me, but you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't. Do I delay?
No. I mean, if it is, it's so small.
No, it's not, because we're doing it. That's right, because you're picking me up local.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it must be that output right there that has a minus mic on it. Because if you probably took that off, then you'd probably get that.
Yeah, but you're on number.
Right, but you're on this one.
I know. But I think they're all the same. I just think that I'm probably hearing myself because.
Oh, you think?
You actually hear me, like really hear me.
Yeah. In fact, you want to try these on?
But
when
yeah,
you do it?
No, I do. I want to see. I want to see. Yeah, keep them there.
Okay.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, why did you do that in the middle of the call?
We had them.
This has to be the biggest moron.
That was the worst fucking scammer I've ever heard.
You know what? I had to look because that sounded like your fake voice.
I think they were scamming us that was a scammer. That's how bad that was.
It sounded like your fake voice.
I think that old lady or that old guy that called up had his friend or someone doing that.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
He's got too much time on his hands then. It would have been nice if we could have said, hey, call the cops and have them come knock on the door. That would be a good one.
Tomorrow, former President Obama will be in Philadelphia to get out the vote for his former vice president. This is ABC News. The Office of Special Counsel opens an investigation into Secretary of State.
Everybody wants to be a scammer.
It's an easy way to make a living, Danny.
Yeah.
You never get caught.
Yeah, well, they could have here. I'm going to send you guys.
To give them the real address.
Oh, fuck.
What happened?
I'm just reading something I gotta do. God damn it.
I'm going to send you guys a core. This thing is really crazy. The title of it, What Scares You the Most About Others? Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. At the end. They started out nice, giving her roses and stuff.
Was this on stage?
Yeah, this was on stage.
Where's this thing?
So here's where they started out. They started out. There's all this stuff on here.
Did you just stand there and take it?
Yes.
Where is this?
This was
performance art.
Performance in 1974. Oh. So then they started writing stuff on her. And then the first guy just like slapped her. She didn't do anything. Then they started slapping her harder. Yep.
She took it?
And then she took it. And they put this gun on her and pointed it at her. Then they started taking her clothes off and rubbing on her. Was she a total stranger?
No. She was the artist.
Oh.
And this was
Performance
her.
art. It's performance art.
This is her performance art?
Yeah, right.
Well, why is it coming up now? If it was in the 70s?
No.
This
Cora.
Oh, it's
brings up
Cora.
questions.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is, the title of it is what scares you the most about others. And this is the whole thing of not gang mentality, mob mentality.
That's amazing.
Can I tell you, mob mentality is an absolute thing.
Yeah.
You know, that people do stuff that they never would have
What
done.
is that documentary called? Something of Evil, the Face of Evil, or something? Do you know what? Hold on.
And
it's where they separated the kids by their eye colors or something. Oh shit! It was an experiment done.
Well, it's like that experiment they did with the electric shocks, remember? They divided the college kids, and they gave them ridiculous amounts of shocks without asking about what the effects would be on them.
But they weren't really shocking. They just thought they were.
Right, yeah.
And they had no mercy.
It's really scary.
Well, we did a game like that. It's a drinking game.
Yeah.
I thought that we should have a game like that.
I used to have on this show, the guy did a program. I got to get a hold of him, a computer program. People could go on a website, and if I was ranting and raving, they would vote to shock me. And if I got so many votes, the collar I was wearing, but it was really just a vibration, right? But it was fun, because when I felt it just vibrate, I would go, whoa! If they didn't like what I was saying. It was the cool, in fact, it was instant feedback. I got to get it. Do you know how fun that is for people? They go on a website and actually click if they like what I'm saying, or click if they don't like what I'm saying. We got to do it.
If they like it, what happens if you like it? If they like you, what you're saying? Is there a feedback?
Well, nobody likes him, so it doesn't matter.
No, I got a light or something, or a dinger or something.
Oh, a dinger would be good.
You know what? I really have to do that.
Or a clap.
We have to write that.
I spoke to my ex-wife last night.
Yeah.
She lives in Florida, but she listens to the show. She said, I have to remind you sometimes you go crazy going back and forth between calls and you never finish where you started. So that's the one thing.
I have a bad habit
that drives
sometimes.
her crazy.
Yeah, I tease something and don't go back to it. It's fucking bad. It's so bad.
I think it's well, we got to get back with Alex here. That's
no, I don't think. I think you're.
No, I think it's age.
No. Your mind is so. You are like.
Look at it on Quora.
You're like a chess player. You're 3 steps ahead.
No. You don't click on it. You got to go to Quora and then put it, search for that. It's crazy. This is really crazy.
You're already thinking 3 steps ahead about wire towing and. You know, because you're trying to anticipate what the thing's going to be.
Right. And then search
Which is
for
not
that
bad. It's
question.
just that's how your mind works.
That's a good observation. I should keep a note of what I tease, though. Seriously, I'm going to do that.
Well, I'll try and keep you on track.
Oh man, it wants me to ask all this shit. What's your interest? Blah blah blah. Fuck. So you just can't go look at it, huh?
Well, I never really searched for anything. I thought you could. But if you guys out there search for the, what was it again?
Do you have Chris's last name? Do you have Chris's last name from Team K? Dad, Doc. Do you have Chris's last name? Chris's last name from Team K.
You probably are going to get a clearinghouse call. But when you go to Quora, they don't really have that, the link.
If you go to Quora and search that question, it wants me to sign up to Quora.
Okay, let me do this again.
We want to put him on, Dash. I just texted. Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, fighting for you. I've been doing this for years and years and years. It's a terrific show. Bigly, baby, bigly. We solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints, and make your life just a little easier. Welcome to the show. Any of you taking bets on the election? Any of you? Any of you doing that? Mark, are you taking any bets? What do you think? 303-713.
I stay out of politics, Tommy.
But do you think you would Do you think you would take bets if you could?
On the election?
Yeah, if I want to bet you $1,000.
I would come up. Yeah, I would take real odds. Sure.
Oh, what are the odds, by the way? They got odds?
Yeah, I got to look them up. Hold on.
Gigi Wink. Let's talk to Gigi. Gigi, I'm serious when I ask this. Are gambling debts dischargeable in bankruptcy? If someone went to Vegas and gambled with IOUs or something and came home, would they be able to discharge those debts? I actually heard that there are times, Mark, have you heard this? You go to, I don't gamble and stuff, but you've been to Vegas, and they actually do give credit, and I've heard they literally send people out to collect.
Well, I don't know about that. I know there's such things as markers. I've never had them, but then you get pre-qualified to basically have a loan or like a credit card when you show up at the casino. I would assume those are not protected by any assets or not attached to your house or have any liens on them. They're more like a credit card, so I would assume, yeah, you can get rid of those.
Gigi Wink, Wink and Wink, they're bankruptcy attorneys. Of course, they do serious bankruptcies, but I wanted to know, are gambling debts ever part of a bankruptcy?
Yeah, they can be. Now, there's not any specific law that says they can't go away. There's always that fraud section of the code.
I thought Nevada made it illegal to go bankrupt on them, but that's for the state. No,
Nevada doesn't set the code. Bankruptcy code is a federal code.
Oh,
no
it is. You're right.
Can
You're
affect
right.
It. Yeah. So no, but now if there's false pretenses, false representation, or actual fraud, right, then you've got an issue. This can come up kind of with timing. You also cannot get out of debt for luxury goods or services within the 90 days of filing a bankruptcy. So you're not going to be able to just jump right into a bankruptcy right after incurring gambling debt.
It says here gambling debt is looked at in a different way than, because what they say is the casinos will actually protest. What do you call that when you somebody protests your discharge? What do they call it? An adversary? Okay.
Yeah, but that has to have a statutory hook, right? You have to have.
It says here
some law
they claim that the debt was incurred under false pretenses, meaning that they intended to go bankrupt if they lost.
It'd be just like taking out a credit card, right, Gigi? Grabbing a credit card 30 days and blowing the money.
Hold on now, listen. It says, for example, listen to this. I'm getting this from just some kind of legal website. For example, when you gamble at a casino, you might sign a marker in exchange for chips. If you sign a marker claiming that you have sufficient funds to cover it, then why aren't you covering it? The court may say you deceived them. And if you did not have the money at the time, you may not be able to discharge that.
That's right. That's right. Now, will they bring that action? You know, what my advice would be, you have to list gambling losses in the last year, I think it is. You have to list your losses in the last year when you file. And that can be a problem on its own because, you know, there's an overriding bad faith type of objection that the United States trustee can bring. And if you've got tons of gambling losses and now you're trying to also get out of debt when you weren't paying it because you were gambling your income away, we're always concerned about that if we see that fact pattern. So our advice is stop gambling, right? If you can't, get help. But stop gambling and wait as long as you can to file that bankruptcy. Age that stuff at least a year if you can.
This is Gigi Wink from winkandwink.com.
If you had, and most people going bankrupt don't have 20 grand in cash, but let's say you have 10, 20 grand in cash, you've got credit card debt of 40, 50,000, your house is a little upside down, you've got medical bills, you name it, but you got that cash. You decide, I'm going to do a bankruptcy, but before I do it, I'm going to head to Vegas for the weekend and just blow this 10, 15, 20 grand. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Or I'm not saying morally right, but legally.
There could be a bad faith objection. It's basically like a totality of the circumstances analysis. Now, would it be enough to kick your whole bankruptcy? The United States trustee is usually who brings that objection. I've never seen one because I would not let you do that if I was your lawyer. And if you had done it prior to coming into my office, I would say, we are waiting a while to file your bankruptcy.
Got it.
We're going to age
But
this
Gigi,
thing.
what if I said,
Better
Your
to
Honor,
put it
what
in
if I
an
said,
IRA or something.
what if I said to the trustee or to the judge, Your Honor, I was hoping I would go red or black and pay off everything.
I think that's a good argument because I do think that is the mindset behind a lot of that behavior, and that would be our defense.
Wow. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Hey, Tom, real quick. Here's the deal on the president. There's a couple odds here that's amazing. These are all from yesterday. 75% of all the money, and this is in the UK, 75% across all these gambling platforms is actually on Donald Trump to win. Now, the odds, though, is Joe Biden is 60%, Donald Trump is 40%. But it's interesting, all the money's on Donald Trump being the underdog.
Well, that's because they want to make big money, right? Isn't that what they do? That you gamble with the best odds?
Well, it's minus. Here's where those odds come down. So in order to win $100 on Joe Biden, you would bet 160. In order to win $100 on Donald Trump, you would bet $75.
Right. And so that's what they want to do. They want to make more money. So you would go with the underdog. I mean,
well, plus he was a lot lower, I think, last year at this exact time. I don't think he even had a 40% chance 2 weeks out 3.5 years ago.
You know, a lot of people bring that up, but I don't think in the polls he was down as much as he was. I mean, he's down more with Biden than he is with Hillary, right? I think.
He came up over 8% in the last couple days once that Biden story. If that Biden story, which I truly believe is real, I really do believe that guy got the job in exchange for basically introducing him to his dad, who was a VP. But if that gets the legs it should have, I think that's a game changer.
No, can I ask something without being ridiculous? And I'm serious.
Yes.
Even if Hunter Biden got his dad
job,
got a job because his dad visited with this guy, what's the harm?
Well, the harm is it's illegal. You can't benefit. You can't benefit like that. I mean, that's it. It's illegal. That's the harm.
But what I'm saying is the real harm though. It's not like Biden met with the guy and then did something for him. You know, I mean, I'm not. It
doesn't matter in the position he was in. Biden cannot benefit, and he does benefit when his family gets a job of $10 million.
Okay. But here's what I want to ask, and I don't want you to think I'm naive. Don't you think people now are jaded to a point where they expect politicians every now and then just to not be completely straight with them? I know that sounds crazy, but aren't they willing to overlook certain things with certain... I think they are. I think people put their preference for a candidate above minor infractions. I really do. And I'm not saying that I do, or I'm not saying...
My God, Tom, that's not a minor infraction.
No, but I'm saying in people's minds, when Trump was on that bus talking about you grab women by the so-and-so and you got to show them and blah, blah,
Locker room talk. Every military guy's done
But what I'm saying is that's an infraction, okay? I mean, it's not something you want to hear a president talk about. So I'm wondering... But really, and I mean this, if someone aligns with your ideology, you are willing to overlook a lot of stuff. And I contend that people will go against their religious beliefs, they will go against friendships, they will go against neighborhoods, they will do it for their politics. I think in this country, politics trumps everything. Everything. It does. And again, I can give examples of it. It's absolutely true. And by the way, I'm not casting judgment on you for that. But that's really the way it is. Because I can take Christians and Jews and Muslims and point to who they support and why in their religious beliefs they shouldn't support them. But here's what they do. They compartmentalize. They say, well, this is politics, and I'm not going to let my religion get in the way. Or I've never heard of someone say, well, because of my religion, I'm going to vote this way. I think that's what people perceive, but it's not. It's just the opposite. I think
Tom?
what they do is they pick their candidate based on their ideology and then ignore their religion.
Honest to God.
Ants, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, Mark. Hold on, Ants.
I was just going to say that I was discussing this with Daft the other day, and I think that the Hunter Biden stuff, think about it, for the people that are going to vote for Joe Biden, the people that are hardcore Democratic, they're there for, the welfare, the Social Security, they're there for the normal things that the Democratic Party offers them. So they wouldn't care about the Hunter Biden scandal. The same reason why certain people that are going to vote for Trump, they want lower taxes for their businesses, they want, their communities protected, they want law and order. So they wouldn't care even if some of the statements that he said actually did have some kind of racial tinge to them. People are going to vote on what they want to vote on.
Ants, that's honest to God, that's very wise. You're absolutely right. They look at...
But there are people, and it shows in the polls, and it shows in the betting odds we just talked about, where it does matter that all of a sudden this guy could be that corrupt, and he's lied about it in the past.
Well, okay.
There are people that are undecided that this can change their mind. It's just a fact. Right. Look at Hillary Clinton. How many people, and I'm almost positive of this, if it wasn't due to that email server, I think she would have been the first woman president. I'm almost positive of it.
So you think people do listen to that?
Of course they do listen to it, and the polls show it, and the odds show it.
Okay, hold on. Before we take a break...
No, wait a minute. Don't you listen to it? How about if it came out and there was a video of Trump murdering somebody? You sure as hell wouldn't vote for him. Of course.
Of course, there were those who say it was trumped up and wasn't real. But we have more. We have more coming right up.
Here, Home Investors First. Home Investors First, then Paragon Services, guys.
Hello, this is Dr. Robert Mogum of...
You are absolutely correct, Ants.
Not like there is this year.
Yeah, but if you look at it, look at Michigan, man. I mean, he did better than he did last year.
Oh, no.
Last 3 years.
His odds were minus 300
I got you, bro.
in 2016.
Guys, I got a spot. Shut up. You've heard me talk about selling your home with like Frank Duran, the real estate man. You've heard of that. But there's another way to sell your home, and it might be just right for you. Even Frank acknowledges this. If you want to hurry, a quick sale, you don't want to pay commissions, you don't want any expenses, you don't want inspections, you don't want to fix the house up, call Home Investors. They may offer you a price that you want, you like, and you can get a check in a few days. You have nothing to lose. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. That's 800-44-BUYER.
There's an underdog story happening today in America. Small businesses are fighting to make a comeback, but in the moment they have the least, they're giving the most. They're rallying communities and neighborhoods, yet asking for little in return. Well, it's time we gave back. Small United is making it simple for everyone to take action and support the small businesses that unite us all. Find out how you can donate, shop, and share today.
So, you know where I get, when I buy something, do you know what I find extremely helpful? On Amazon, the questions and answers.
Oh, yeah.
They're incredible.
Right.
What kind of questions and answers?
Under each item, when you go to the item, before you put it in your cart,
you can look.
It has ratings, and then it has Q&A.
Right. But actually, the ratings, some of those ratings are much better than the questions.
Well, they're both good. They're both good.
Right.
The questions answer technical stuff. The ratings say, it doesn't work like it said, or don't.
Oh, some people go way into that, though.
I've never bought anything from Amazon.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh.
The only thing I've ever bought online in my entire life are tickets to either, concert plays or airline tickets. I've never purchased anything else online.
Right. No. Mark knows way too much.
I know.
I think. But I mean, you can get something the next day without going out there. And
I went long on that.
Way long.
No. What were you saying? 300.
Here, I'll pull it up. So I look at. Clinton remains a substantial favorite with odds hovering around minus 300. Clinton was minus 300. Trump was plus 275.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, now it's minus 160 and
right.
plus 140. 50.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He was much worse on the odds. But
it wasn't even close.
But remember, there's a lot of early voting this year because of the COVID.
Early voting, you are saying it's all okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's a big difference between then and there. The polls were off then, and I'm sure the polls are off now. But there is a lot of early voting right now. And so something coming out on Hunter Biden, if they've already voted. Oh, every one of Clinton's brothers and sisters are multimillionaires.
Of course.
Not Clinton. Biden.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that?
Because of contracts that they got because of Biden.
Okay, if you say so.
It's true.
Okay. You know, the bottom line is you should vote for what's good for you.
That's what people do.
See, I totally disagree with that. That's the most selfish thing. You should vote for what's good for the country. If
Or you should vote for what's good for your neighbor?
No, what's good for the country.
Well, how do you define that? If the country, if you're a hard worker but you only make $35,000 a year, you need that fucking tax credits. You need a lot of shit. You need to vote Democratic.
But if you don't vote as far as for the country, what the guy's doing, look at the thing with Iran. Was that good for the country?
Which one?
The one that Biden and Obama did, giving all that money.
They shipped them a pallet of cash? No, it was fucking absurd.
Of course. Then why would you vote? And that's a reason why you wouldn't vote for Biden, because he's a dumbass.
Well, okay. Okay.
And he would do the thing again, and he would do it again. And you think...
I just disagree. You still got to vote what's within your best interest. Even if it's just voting for the HOA in your apartment complex.
Hopefully you're...
the mayor of Castle Rock. You vote who you are aligned with.
So hopefully the best interest is for the good of the country. But you're saying, just what you're saying, that is basically what the Democrats are doing. Is they give you all this free stuff, hoping you vote for it, and you get free stuff.
That's exactly
And that's great for the country, in your words.
No. It's great for the people that don't have fucking anything.
And that's why one of the reasons why they have electoral college, so that stuff doesn't happen as much. That's one way to at least help defeat it.
To prevent you from voting on them, Proposition 117 would finally let us vote on big state fees. Vote yes on Proposition 117.
Democrats do. I mean, it should be just said that you're buying votes.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So here's how the story goes. A woman calls me and says, Tom, I had water intrusion in my apartment, my condo. And I had a lot of damage. In fact, this has happened before. I don't even have carpet now. This has happened before. Then she says, they've recently, with this damage, pulled out the furnace and the water heater. And who did it? She said the HOA's contractor. And she said they pulled it out and just left it there, and I can't stay here. There's no way to stay in this apartment without a heater, without a furnace. And I said, you're right. There is no way. And she said, and we don't know what the contractor's doing. So we started investigating. And the first thing we found out, or we think, I think the HOA acknowledged it, Deputy Doc, that Judy's check for damages went to the HOA, and somebody at the HOA stole it.
Correct.
$8,000.
Correct.
Okay. So we got that fixed. Then she said she needed temporary living arrangements. But she could not get those temporary living arrangements from her insurance now, unless she had documentation that the unit was unlivable. Correct?
Correct so far.
Okay. So we asked...
Hey, got to turn Doc's mic down. It's way too loud.
Okay. We asked Team K, who is the restoration company, we asked them to provide, she asked them to provide, she said she asked them to provide a letter saying the place was unlivable, and she said they refused to do so.
That's correct.
Okay. Then you started looking into it, and you went to Team K and said, hey, can you provide a letter, since you're the contractor, saying the place is unlivable, and then she can get temporary living arrangements. Did you actually talk to Team K?
Yes, I spoke to Chris.
Yeah. And then you said, Chris said you have to talk to the attorney.
Well, the problem is it was the HOA's attorney, not...
But you thought...
Right, I thought
You thought Chris was sending you to their attorney.
Right.
And then I got pissed, and I said, why would a company create such a legal hassle for this woman who simply wants a letter? And I was really pissed, right? Okay. But then you called back, because I said, this just doesn't make sense. Because I know Kyle, the owner, and I just happen to know him. Our kids went to school together and stuff. And I said, Kyle, why would you cause this problem? He says, Tom, you don't have the right story. Call Chris. And then Chris further explained, no. We want the HOA attorney to handle this. We're just fixing the place. We don't want anything to do with it. We just want the HOA attorney to handle this for her. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. Then we found out even more.
That Judy had given us totally incorrect information.
On what?
On our interaction with the restoration company.
She was making it sound like the restoration company was being very, belligerent or not, or uncooperative?
No, she wasn't saying anything about the restoration company except that they wouldn't give her a letter.
Oh.
But when I spoke to Chris, he filled me in on what Judy had done to be an obstructionist to their being able to do their job.
So Team K kind of, now you got to understand this, they're in the middle between the HOA, who hired them, and the condo owner, who owns the condo. So this is a weird situation to be in, because they're there working.
But why not just write the letter?
Hold on. We'll get to that. Anyway, what they have to do is what the HOA tells them. They're saying, restore the condo. Meanwhile, Judy is saying, I want this and I want that. What about granite countertops? And this is where she got pissed off. Team K was not giving her the so-called quality she wanted, but they're hired by the HOA to put it back the way it was.
Right.
So I have a few questions. First and foremost, Chris, why couldn't you guys just write a letter and get her out of your hair? Chris McLaughlin is one of the owners along with Kyle. Go ahead there, Chris.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Tom. Well, a couple reasons for that. Before she even came on the show, we were called. We actually went ahead and wrote that letter over a week ago. But
oh, my God. Hold on. You had already written the letter?
The reason it doesn't add up is because there's no one to send it to. Her HOA policy doesn't provide for those additional living expenses, and she hasn't filed a claim with her own personal insurance on the water loss that would get her additional living expenses. So eventually, and we've been advocating this whole time.
Well, wait a minute. Why did Judy tell us that she needed a letter for her own insurance, and Chris says she didn't even talk to her own insurance?
Well, listen, we had Compass.
Mark, I can't tell you why. I can only tell you that she did. She just said she needed a letter.
Okay.
She never told me
Chris.
that she had not filed a claim.
Chris, are you saying she never filed a claim with her own insurance?
So she's had, as you guys have referred to on your show, she's had multiple losses, multiple floods or whatever going on in her unit. And she may be slightly confused, but there was one particular sewage loss that we could have asked for additional living expenses, and she never filed a claim on that one.
Okay.
So we can't. There's no one for us to ask.
Okay. Enough said. And has it been difficult doing that job?
It's been incredibly difficult. There are times when we are locked out, when we show up and she just decides that we can't get in and she won't answer the door. Several of our subcontractors have decided they won't do any more work because of the harassment that they received from her when they're on site. We've had to have supervision on site. It got to the point, Tom, where I was so nervous about her well-being. This is maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, where I offered to put the furnace and the water heater back free of charge just to get it done. And I was like, look, we need to find a way to do this. I'm worried about her. We'll figure out the numbers later. The HOA, to their credit, backed that and said, you know what, even if that's the case, we'll pay for it until we figure it out. We had to basically force our way in there and deal with belligerent treatment in order to get her back to a place where we felt she was safe while everything else was being sorted out.
Is she an elderly woman?
I can't speak to that.
But Chris,
I do know that she doesn't seem to understand the complexities of all. I mean, the HOAs, there's property management.
I understand.
There's a lawyer on
and
their
she,
side
listen,
involved.
she's
There's
going
different
through.
insurance claims.
She's going through a lot of stress. Let's face it. And she lives alone. And did her son ever get involved with you?
He has at times.
Okay. So where does this stand right now, Chris?
Yeah, so we got the water here in Furnace put back in, I believe on the day that I talked to Doc last week. We'd already been moving on that. Where we're at now is we're probably, I'd say about 90% done, but our subcontractor called over the weekend, sent
got a break soon.
That she had sent him directly, and he said, again, I'm not doing any more work unless she's out of the place. I refuse to go back with how she's treating me. So we had to stop, and like, as you've mentioned, we're kind of in between her and the HOA, and the HOA is saying, you know, this is moving into lawsuit territory, so we're going to ask you to stop. So we're paused. The unit is livable. It's not ideal.
So Team K, Team K is at the mercy of obviously her. We might be able to help. We might be able to help. I'm going to ask Deputy Doc to call her and to reason with her. Seriously, we're going to try to do that for you. Because, again, I want to rephrase this. Team K is doing the best they can under the circumstances. They're not being obstructionist, so to speak. And they did write a letter, but she didn't even have anyone for them to send it to. So we're going to start filtering this, and we're going to start helping to get her out of your way. That would be one thing. We have to take a break. What did you want to say?
Just quickly, Chris, I apologize. I thought I had made it clear after I spoke to you when I got on the air that said exactly what you were saying, that you were not to blame.
Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line is this, is that Team K is simply working for the HOA, and all they want to do is put it back the way it was and get out of there, and they're having a very difficult time right now. So we have more coming up.
Clear. Joe Lazare get.
Okay, I did get found fast.
Again,
Give this to Mark.
She's a nut.
Yes, I think so.
Mark, you heard him, right? You heard me, right?
Yeah, get found fast.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Get Judy fast.
Wait, is today a food day of any kind?
Yeah, it's a hamburger day.
Is Tuesday?
Well, Wednesday.
Let's make it Tuesday.
Sure. I'm gonna go call Alex about the parking.
I want onion rings. Okay.
Yeah. I told onion rings that they are good. It's just too much.
I just don't like the trash for my friends. Tonight, I got to put out the trash for the morning. I'm going to do it before I leave tonight because I never get here in the morning early enough.
Do you got a cinder block? Or you're just going to put it out there? Okay. I think it's a good experiment, a cinder block.
No, I'm going to have to get two. You don't have any at the house, do you?
I got a big chunk of wood.
No, I want to get a cinder.
Okay. I don't have that. I got some bricks. Some regular. I think your raccoon's probably been lifting weights.
You know, no one ever really figures they're going to need a criminal defense attorney. And I hope you don't. You may be called on to give a recommendation. Hey, do you know anybody? My son got in trouble. My daughter got in trouble. It happens. DUIs, shoplifting, assault. An assault could be just an argument with two people. Somebody shoves somebody. Look, I'm not going to downplay crime, but don't ever try to do it on your own. Ever. You may think, oh, listen, I made a mistake, I'm just going to make a deal. Don't do it. You may think, well, I was falsely accused, but it'll look better if I just get it over with. No, you need to talk at least with a criminal defense attorney. And the one I shopped for you is Joseph Lazara. Never shop when you're under pressure. Joseph A. Lazara. Find him at referralist.com. Now here's the deal. That initial consultation will cost you nothing. If he thinks he can help, he'll let you know. LazaraLegal.com, all flat rate pricing, 303-429-6200, 429-6200. I can definitely hear me in these.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think I'm coming through here too.
Those little ones I couldn't really.
I just think it's the headset. I'm coming through here.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I think it's the headset, because all I have is this. But you know what? We have it figured out, don't we?
No, I think so.
Even though Mark didn't think we could, he's full of shit. Even though Mark didn't think we could figure it out, we fucking figured it out, didn't we?
He wanted just to start pulling buttons.
All right, check it out. A free website.
Oh, he wasn't listening.
I know, he had his mic.
That's a $500 value. Webinar with them. You can set up a website. We'll go through the top SEO ranking for keywords in the industry. They'll do mobile friendliness inspection, content strategy.
You know, Peter Boyles is crazy.
All of it is free. Take advantage of it. They'll also explain the different advertising they do. That's kind of the
Watch what it says.
It's worth the free information. These guys are great. They do stuff for us. It's referralist.com. Get found.
I know, I like that. That's funny. Does he got a good sense of humor?
Oh my God, he sends me shit all the time. Peter
It's
Boyles.
funny.
Early out of here, if you own a home or property, look out for home title.
Oh, yeah.
One of the fastest growing crimes in America. The legal title to all our homes
Cute
are
looks
online.
harmless.
All
But
cyber
it was
thieves
difficult
have
to
to
take
do
care of.
is forge your
Expensive to
signature
keep,
on a
absolutely
claim deed stating
untradeable.
you
The other
sold
is
your
a
home.
wall.
They can take out loan after loan on your home and leave you in debt.
Now listen, Clyde, no shit.
Show up. Homeowners insurance doesn't cover you, and neither do common identity theft programs.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about the laptop.
With home
Flying.
title.
Can we talk? That's okay, son. I have a car waiting for you at the airport.
Go to HometitleLock.com.
That's that's supposed to be Joe.
Well, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
He's dressed up as Hillary. No, he's dressed up. That's Biden, but he's dressed up because he doesn't want to be recognized as
Or it's Hillary.
Oh, is it?
No, it's
Oh, is that
Hillary.
Hillary?
It is Hillary.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's dressed up as Hillary.
After all,
That is-
your body's air filter.
Have you seen, oh, this is a great one.
There's no
The
doubt.
most embarrassing signs at the airport?
Not
Oh, I did.
People have held up, one said, congratulations for finishing rehab.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen the ones that, this is the last time, you know, I knew you were cheating on me.
Oh,
yeah.
Some of those. It has over 30,000.
Think of people. You look at that thing on Quora that I sent?
That's scary shit.
Oh, holy cow.
What category is that? You have to sign up for which categories you want to get.
Oh, okay, well, if I put the link in there, then you just gotta scroll down.
I know that,
and
but
find
what categories are you getting?
Oh, I have no
Because that's
idea.
not on my feed.
Can't you put all categories?
Yeah, there's too many. I mean, I don't know what happens though if you don't put any of them in. You know, I don't know.
But let me tell you, just think how bad people are. And these were people that actually went to an artistic event. And that one old dude took her shirt off and started rubbing her breast.
But that in front of everybody. That was part of her act, right?
No. She just wanted to see what people did.
Oh, I see.
So she had these things laid on the table, and she was just going to be the model of it.
With her clothes on.
Oh, she was just a regular person.
Yeah.
And she was just like, just stood up like that. And everybody started doing nice.
Yeah.
And then one guy slapped her a little bit. Then she didn't move. You see no reaction. So he slapped it harder.
Really?
And then other people started doing it. And then they like put a gun to her head. And then they tore her clothes off. Started feeling her. And then some took a knife and were putting drawn blood on her belly. And some started sucking the blood.
Oh, God. There are some sick people out there.
That's why I really get upset when people say they should just vote for what's good for them. That makes me angry.
So you guys.
No, it's not what they should do, it's what they actually do.
You're probably right, but I'm saying that's the...
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Now, I'd like to talk about financial things because, you know, we are in a really weird time. But what Gigi Wink told us at winkandwink.com is that bankruptcies could lag up to 2 years based on conditions now. Now, that's not necessarily a good thing. I don't know. Should people face it or should they put it off? Seriously. I mean, is it there's a timing thing. I don't think it's always wise to maybe do it right away because more things could come up. So, quickly, Gigi, I mean, if people consult with you, isn't it possible they may want to wait a year? I mean, don't you want to, and I know this sounds weird, but if you're going to get a fresh start and things are piling up, Do you want them to just pile up first?
Well, you don't want to, you don't want to take on more debt in anticipation of bankruptcy.
No, I'm not asking to go out and spend money, but just stuff happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what really leads to that lag is everyone is ultimately optimistic, right, about, maybe they don't want to face up to the fact that they're going to have to do it. So people wait too long to get in touch with us a lot of times. And then sometimes they get in touch with us and we say, timing is everything in bankruptcy, and we think you need to wait 6 months for this reason or that, or even longer, which is not usual. Usually we want to, get you filed within a year of you coming to see us. But I mean, I don't have a great grasp on why that lag is really built in, other than I do think people exhaust all of their options with that kind of hope that something will turn around before picking up the phone. Usually we get people more at the end of the cycle rather than at the beginning. So what I'm always encouraging is to call, even if you don't think you're going to ever need us. Call and find out, if there's stuff you shouldn't be doing while you're waiting.
303, and her number, and it's not just her, it's Gigi. She's our favorite, but Gigi and Mike, husband and wife team. Mike is more business. No, he's all right. Anyway, how are the kids, by the way? I forgot to ask. How are they doing through the pandemic? Are they home for school?
Well, my 9th grader, my freshman, Carly, just went in today. She's supposed to go 1 day a week. Her high school is letting the freshmen come back first 1 day a week. They've split them into 4. So she's in that huge building with like 100 other kids today. And then, the other one is doing community college online, kind of saying, well, let's just kind of dip our toe in and get back in when we can actually make friends and meet people and stuff.
Hey, Gigi, I would not send my kid to a $50,000 a year school or more, or if they're going to sit home and Zoom it. The hell with that. I mean, there are freshmen
I agree. I think that's a total ripoff.
Yeah, there are freshmen right now that are paying out the nose and sitting home, and I'm talking Princeton, Yale. I'm talking all kinds of
and paying for housing that ends up being like a
now. Some of them are crediting. Some of them are crediting housing. The worst part is where you get housing off campus. Listen to this one. You get housing off campus, and that lease keeps going. So these kids are there living in a home, paying for a lease, but they have to Zoom to class, which is down the street.
Oh, it's terrible. And I'm sure all their parents are co-signers on that lease, so you can't do a do-over.
By the way, winkandwink.com, and if you need to talk to them, 303-410-1720, 303-410-1720. Nichelle wants to talk about a possible scam. Nichelle, what's going on?
Yes. I'm still going through the same situation, Tom, with my card. I just received a bill from Credit Acceptance, which is the funding place where they're doing my financing. And
now, Nichelle, hold on. Did you call us before on this?
I did.
Okay, you hold on. I want to come back to you and give you more time, okay? So let's come back and try to figure this one out. Hold on. Hey, Dap, could you, okay, I'll take care of it. Could you get the rundown on that?
I don't know if it's a guy.
Michelle, and then come back with just a brief description, because I don't want to make her explain the whole thing over if you can. And then see if we can get some of those outbound on that I had.
Michelle.
It says Michelle, possible non-profit scam.
I know.
What the hell is it talking about a car?
Yeah.
I just have 5 words. I just have 5 words.
I got 3 letters.
I have 5 words. 5 words. Medium rare with onion rings.
Got it. I'll take club with fruit. I got it. I wonder if you could put something on to have a camera with your raccoon. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to call.
Oh, easy. You can put it in.
No, I know, but you don't have a camera here that you could just...
Not now.
Yeah. I think that'd be so fun. That would be one of those...
I got Sheridan.
Good ones.
First post at Indeed.
All right, I'm going to call.
Terms and conditions.
SheridanAutotech.com. That'll get you Sheridan Auto Tech on Colfax in Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, on Havana in Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. The important part of this message is it's a great place to have your car repaired and maintained, and he can do it as he's been doing it for thousands of people over the years, over the past 20 years. Honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. Sheridan Auto Tech. And Uncle Kevin Calkin, 303-455-7242. Did somebody come in?
I don't think so. I think it's Doc, maybe go to the bathroom.
Oh, because I'm expecting
Oh, you are?
Audrey. She's coming to get this book. My son left.
Your son is really reading that?
Yeah.
I tell you that he is always happy.
Yeah, and he's always studious. Man, I don't have to worry about my kids when it comes to school. I have never once, ever had to get on him about anything.
Is he going to do a book report on that? Oh, I'd like to see that book report.
He can pick any book he wanted. He can fucking pick that one.
They didn't push us in our stuff. I had a little school and they just didn't push. That was, I mean, I never took a book home in high school.
I'm not sick. I'm at my 6th month. This is as long as I've ever gone without tea. I'm at my 6th month, and I am feeling like shit.
Oh, really? Oh, why don't you go do it?
I'm going to, but he's the kind of guy that doesn't just do it without measuring.
Okay.
So I got to go get blood today.
Gotcha. So I didn't finish out on this lady here. You know, when they took her clothes off in the bill, then there was a knife on there. They started cutting her, and some even sucked her blood. And then when she, at the end of it, then she moved whatever, they all scattered like mice. They all just ran out.
They were from the audience, too.
They were from the audience. And this was, I assume, very liberal, progressive people.
Oh, of course it is, yes. All that performance shit.
Yeah.
And if you're experiencing some...
I just think that's so...
You need to make an appointment with us. Your sexual
people will talk one way, and when it gets down to it, they act totally different.
But far too many men suffer.
I don't care if it is
before seeking help.
Mob mentality. Still.
What are you watching on TV?
These types of conditions. That's all we do. We
Animal
use
Kingdom.
treatment protocols and treatment
That's about as bad as this.
nearly 90% of men.
God,
In fact,
aren't those
your
kids?
performance will be enhanced to where you could last up to an hour or even longer. So make your appointment today. For just $99, you'll get a consult, blood work, and if medically
And there's probably, well, you know what's kind of like that? Remember that movie Grifters?
Call us today at 720-440-7700.
Only they didn't do quite as much stealing.
That's 720-440-7900. Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When it comes to
I'm
kitchen
sure I won't finish the
countertops
whole
and cabinets,
season
you're
for
flooded with choices. But my recommendation is but one choice: Art of Granite, luxury with value. Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Wholesale prices on all stone and surfaces, including quartz. Pay only for fabrication and installation. And when the kitchen is done, the bathroom is free.
But that's your mic too, right?
Is also free. Call now for your selection of quartz, all the latest colors. 303-386.
Call the cops. Somebody just came in the house. Hey, Odd. Good.
We want red tonight.
Oh,
What's that?
We want him to have the red
Oh,
tonight.
yeah, I know, right?
I can't believe he left it. I assumed he didn't need it right away.
Right.
Is everything going okay?
Other
branded job sites combined.
How's the car? Good. Mark helped her get a Santa.
That's the one, yeah. Oh, that's a good
Was
one.
it the Santa Fe or the?
It's the Tucson.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's a great size.
You got a good deal on it. That's a good deal.
Very, very thankful.
Yeah.
You know, I want to get Dolce either an Elantra or Kia something.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, she said she likes the Kia.
They're the same kind of warranty.
Right.
I don't know if they're the same. It's Kia and Hyundai. Oh no, they were brothers, right?
Right. But I think they're very close to the same warranty.
Yeah.
But why don't you push for a Tesla?
Anyway, would you encourage the kids to keep me informed about weekend plans so I can plan ahead? Thank you. I'll see ya.
Thanks so much.
Bye. See ya.
With an effort to include people from every walk of life, these trials involve tens of thousands of participants. From development to clinical trials and throughout the manufacturing process, these medicines and vaccines are rigorously tested for safety and effectiveness. Go to pharma.org/.
5 seconds, guys. You're back in.
Because science.
Okay, this one is weird. I don't remember this one. I do not remember this one. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. What is a troubleshooter? Well, he shoots trouble. Okay. Nichelle is not on right now. Hey, Daph. Nichelle was on, and I got her email here that I'm reviewing, the original email. What was that all about? Somebody promised her some nonprofit funding?
Well, so I tried to get the story. You know, we get all these emails, and I was doing an outbound call, not realizing she had been on before. And when I tried to get her to explain it, she was actually at the credit union. It has something to do with them wanting to run another credit score. She is not ready to be on.
It says, a week ago, the enclosed flyer was placed on my door. After reading it and knowing that I definitely need assistance, I've been in contact with Jesus and have sent my personal information via email and text message. Today I was informed they don't have any more funding. So I'm not sure what she's talking about, but apparently...
Well, and then when I asked her, it had nothing to do with that email. It had something to do about her car and how much she owes, and so she is not ready to come on the show, so I made a call.
There is a flyer going around that says, get help paying bills, and it says it's coming from Denver Human Services. It says qualifying Denver residents can get a $4,000, up to $4,000 depending on need to help cover the cost of COVID emergencies. I've never heard of this, and it says to qualify, you must be a Denver resident with a COVID-19 caused emergency.
And it looks like she went through all the steps, and then all of a sudden they said, oops, we're out of money, or it's not available.
And it says go to colorado.gov/peak and apply for Colorado Works. Anyway, I don't know, is that true? Has anyone ever gotten that? Okay, now Nakia, I'm sorry, you're calling about something else. Nakia, what's going on with you?
My house is tearing up and it needs to be fixed, and the landlord is not willing to help.
Okay, how long, Nakia, I'm going to ask some basic questions. How long have you lived there?
5 years.
Okay, so you're a long-time renter. Now,
yes.
Do you have a lease right now?
Yes.
When is it up?
Next year. We just renewed it.
Okay. And when you renewed, did you talk to him about the problems?
Yes, and he just denied he's not going to fix anything, and we don't have nowhere to go.
Did the landlord say, I know this is a problem, but I'm not going to fix it?
No, he didn't say any of that when we rented. We signed the lease, and we asked him after we signed, and he said no, he's not going to do it.
Okay, would you do me a favor? Tell me the top 3 problems you're talking about. Let's take the top 3.
The flooring.
The flooring. What's wrong?
The flooring is messed up. It's not right.
What do you mean by that, Nakia? What do you mean?
The flooring is not proper. There is a burn on the floor.
There is a what?
There is, the flooring is too old.
Okay. Is it wood or is it carpeting?
It is wood.
Okay, and is it splintering? Is it warping? Is it cracking?
Yes, cracking.
Okay. What else? Give me another problem. The wood floors. What else? What else?
The fence is wide open.
Now, why does that? Do you have a dog?
No.
Okay. Why do you care about the fence? Why do you care about the fence?
There is a lot of animal coming in.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
Dogs and,
okay. Okay, what else? What would be the next biggest problem?
The painting is flaking in the house, and lots of holes.
Okay. Now, did the landlord come right out and say he's not going to fix anything?
Yes, and the appliances, the biggest issue is the appliances. He say no.
Wait,
You're not going to fix this. This is your problem.
The biggest issue is what? I thought you said was the floor and the fence and the painting. What's the other one?
The appliances.
What's
All
wrong with the
working.
appliances?
It stopped working.
Which one?
Nothing working in the appliance.
What's not working?
The dishwasher, the fridge, the dishwasher and the fridge.
And the refrigerator?
Yes.
They're
What's
not
right
working.
with the place?
Nothing's working at all. The refrigerator's not working at all.
No, the dishwasher is not working at all.
Well, the dishwasher's not required. The refrigerator is.
Yes.
Is the refrigerator working at all, or is it out completely?
No. It's out completely.
Where do you keep food?
I borrow fridge now from somebody for a month or two.
You
So
bought an old used one for yourself?
No, I have to borrow it from the neighbor.
Oh, you borrowed it. Okay. So, Nakia, it sounds like the flooring, unless it's dangerous, is not going to be a habitable issue. The fence will not be, and the painting will not be. However, the refrigerator could be. What we should do is contact the landlord. Do you want us to do that?
Yes.
Hold on. We're going to contact the landlord and just get a conversation going. Meanwhile, people, anyone who needs help, 303-713-TALK.
13.
Doc, can you get this for Deputy Doc to make a phone call? I just want you to check with this landlord. It's the same old shit. It's that he's not doing anything. Just say, look, you know, some of these things... this woman, Nakia.
Okay.
She just has a landlord. Here's her main problem. The flooring's old and cracking. The fence is open. Animals are getting in. Painting is peeling. Appliances. The refrigerator doesn't work. It's the same old shit. But the refrigerator is the only thing we can get them on for the
Habitability.
Yeah. So what were you going to say?
Oh, I got the answer on the towing.
What is it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, you're right. I don't want to know. You're right. You're right.
But I have the full story.
What's that?
Hey, can we give a phone number out to the scammer? People are asking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask that.
To the publishers there?
Yeah.
But I have the full story on the towing.
America's top pain care center. Portions of the following program will be recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Gio Benitez. The White House says First Lady Melania Trump will no longer travel with the president to Pennsylvania today for a campaign rally. Her office spokesperson citing a, quote, lingering cough. It comes as the First Lady continues to recover from the coronavirus. Nationwide, the majority of states are seeing a rise in new infections, and 42 states are seeing an increase in ICU patients. That includes...
Really, this...
If you ever want to get up to the minute data on the COVID thing, go to medcram.com. It's a great site. The guy explains...
Do they have data that you can manipulate, like, and do it?
No. He's a
medcram.com.
He's an internist and a ICU specialist.
Gotcha.
And he gives really informative information. So she just stood there like a statue. People didn't know she was live.
Oh no, of course they did.
Okay,
of course they did. But what people did, I can't. And then not only that, is nobody even tried to stop. Even when they were cutting her.
That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. But like say, these
mob mentality.
It's mob mentality, but these are, I'm sure, upper income, very liberal people that would say that they would battle, you know, they would say, oh, I'm so against racism,
right.
But yet they would do this to a person.
It's scary.
It is. I don't even agree with mob mentality. These are people that have evil in their heart. And that's why...
You can tell, go back one. You see, they were in bell bottoms.
Yeah, well, it was 1974.
Yeah, I'm saying you could tell when it was.
Yeah.
But why is it coming up now if it was done 40 years ago?
Well, this is just Cora. This is came up, and the title of it. Well, when did this they show this? This was 2017. It did. Well, no, this has been around.
She stood still for 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was 6 hours.
That's it.
We do things differently. And other money managers don't.
No, I can't believe people stood around for 6 hours.
Well, I don't think. I mean, people came and went.
They say after she finally ended it, she moved. They ran like rats.
So, what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the
You
rest
know,
of us?
and she says she's still haunted by it.
I'll tell you the worst thing I would say about the COVID crisis is that all these Antifa people who wore masks, now they have an excuse for wearing it.
Absolutely. Not only that, they're cowards and stuff. You know, when they were doing the thing, in fact, I really yelled at them downtown once. They were wearing those masks. You know the mask I'm talking about. It looks like
the Guy Fawkes mask.
There it is.
Yeah.
And they were doing a protest against Israel, you know, or the Palestinians, and I was, you know, why don't you guys unhide your face and stuff, you cowards and stuff. And she goes, one lady says, well, I'm not anti-Semitic.
Well, why do you hide your face?
But it's just like, and I'll guarantee it's just a COVID thing. Not only can they wear the mask and hide there, but they're getting unemployment.
Right.
Plus making a little bit of money from Soros.
Right. Well, I think,
There's an evil guy.
He is evil.
He is. Yeah. George Soros.
I'll tell you, my son is so concerned. His big thing and his friend's thing is climate warming, climate change. They really think that that's going to impact their lives more than almost anything.
You know, one question I asked, and a guy asked me this, 10 years ago. And I said, okay, when was the Earth the most productive? When they had a high CO2 and a lot warmer than it is now. And that's when all the oil and coal and stuff was formed.
Well, the problem is that we have
If
built,
that's true.
What?
If that is.
No, but we built our cities along coasts, and that they're afraid that the coast is going to get, and the agriculture is going to be affected.
Might probably be the positive.
It might be.
Plants are doing better because of the CO2.
No, I think that the pollution is causing.
What pollution?
Air pollution. That's what they're saying.
They're saying CO2. CO2
is not a pollutant.
Right.
I know that.
Now, if it gets up to be like 1,000 parts per million, that's where humans can start feeling the effect.
This report is sponsored by Dell.
Well, we won't feel it for a while because we're at...
But even so, they say it's global and it's science. Not one, they haven't predicted one thing correctly. According to Gore, we weren't supposed to have ice caps by 2015.
I know, and they're all polar bears are getting killed, but their numbers are increasing.
See, there's so much fake news. There really is fake news.
That's the problem. Although I tell you, I have
to read that book.
I've been listening to Shepard Smith. He's pretty good. He's on.
He's switched.
Yeah, but he's always been totally objective, and he's the one, I think, the real news for 1 hour a day if you listen to Shepard Smith.
I don't understand. There's an art to listening.
What's he on?
He's on MSNBC.
Yeah, he's the dark side, and he's saying he was pressured to do shit.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
But
he's on CNBC, not MSNBC.
Oh, okay.
CNBC is the business one.
Yes.
Yeah, MSNBC is the mouthpiece.
Right. Not so. Wow. Holy cow. So you're saying, what do you mean he's to the dark side?
He was on Fox.
Okay, so is he very? I guess that's
he's gay and he's liberal, but he was very conservative on Fox. But I think it was against his grain, and he finally got tired of it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Tom. Why? Fake pumpkin? You can't.
Well, that's what do you want? I can't.
You know what's really good is how good his flowers are holding up.
My flowers are fake too.
I know.
Club?
This
Okay, it's coming. We got like 3 seconds from now.
Begins at 6, followed by the
Son of a beach.
On 6:30 K-How, your voice, your vote. It's your chance to win $1,000.
Mark's not there. I got the recall.
Home to 2.
God, what's going on with phones today, bros?
Text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's
So is Ideal the one coming up? Are those fresh? Ideal in that?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
You and do it before it becomes a major deal. We want to help you any way we can. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. You can also call 24/7 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by WaterPros.net. I love Paul the Waterman. It's amazing the deals he has. Now, not only is he honest, because this is a category where you can really get ripped off. Not only is he honest and won't use fear tactics, he'll give you the real condition of your water and what it will take to fix it. Dano's been drinking this water now, and we all have. This water here I have at this faucet. No more bottled water. This is wonderful water, and it only cost me, I don't know, it was like, I forget, like around $1,500 or whatever. It's the most wonderful system. And here's what I love. It's a triple system with no power to it. It's powered by the water. A triple filter, including reverse osmosis. He can do a whole house water conditioning system for $18.95 when you mention Martino. That is a whole house water conditioning which will make your water soft and really clean, a cleaning solution. Soft water in and of itself can damn near clean anything without detergent. It's amazing stuff, and it's safe, it's wonderful, it's environmentally safe, of course. Soft water is great for your pipes. So that's waterpros.net. Check it out, 303-862-5554. These prices are unbelievable. Okay, I got to move on, but I just can't help talking about great stuff. In fact, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call me if you found something that you absolutely love. Like I love this water filter here. Or something that frustrates the hell out of you. Either one. Let's talk about products. Is there anything particular you bought that you love? Also, Nakia, she left off with her house needs fixing. The landlord won't fix anything. This is a problem. We're going to have Deputy Doc call the landlord, but I do want to talk to her more about that. Meanwhile, anything that you have on your mind, give us a call, 303-713-TALK. She's in a 5-year lease. It's up next year. Not a 5-year lease, I'm sorry. She's been leasing for 5 years. It's up next year. The landlord won't fix cracking, peeling, flooring, fence that's open. She says that animals get in. Paint's peeling inside the house. And her appliances, dishwasher and refrigerator, don't work. This is really, really, really difficult. Really difficult. Because habitability standards, by the way, are relatively new in Colorado. It used to be you could rent anything. But right now we have minimal habitability standards. But I fear the dishwasher is not part of it. Cracking floor is not part of it. A fence is not part of it. Paint peeling is not part of it. The refrigerator, I believe, would be part of it because it's health and safety. And we're going to look into that. Nakia, hang on, I'll come back to you. Meanwhile, people, we got open lines. You can get right through at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, with anything on your mind. Deputy Doc has a follow. What do you stand there for, sir?
I got the follow-up on Alex's car being towed. So listen to this. There were 3 entities.
I want to talk about this, though, before I want to bring people up to date now. You're talking about this place where he went to visit his son. He said there are Wyatt signs over just saying unauthorized parking will be towed away. But he says there's no real sign anywhere that says don't park here, don't park here. He said that there are some designated visitor spots. The other spots are unmarked. Right. He parked in an unmarked spot. And he says, how am I supposed to know it's unauthorized? Did you call Wyatt's?
No, I spoke to I spoke to Oxford Station Apartments.
What they say?
So here's the deal. After 6 o'clock, they have an entity called Park M, which comes around, scans the license plates, and checks it against the license plates of the tenants who registered their cars when they signed the lease.
Wow.
So what happens is that anybody who's not registered gets towed. Now, here's the key. They say that when people sign up for an apartment, they are told specifically about the parking situation, that after 6 o'clock, it's only for residents. So I told...
You mean, hold on, even the visitor spots are only...
No, the visitor spots... The visitor spots are for visitors any time of day. The unmarked spots after 6 p.m. are for residents only.
Okay.
And Alex's son was told this when he moved in. It's part of the tenant package. So I told Alex that his son ought to pay the $300 because he.
But we had a situation, Mark. What was the name of that place that booted cars, and we had the boot sawed off it?
I don't remember the name of them.
God, that guy was such a crook, in my opinion.
But their
but in that particular case, there was only a few signs. They didn't have designated parking. It was ambiguous.
But it's not ambiguous. When they sign a lease, they are told specifically.
I understand, but a visitor doesn't necessarily know that. Somebody driving in there doesn't know that. If somebody was coming in to solicit someone, they're not invited, but they get towed. Is it fair?
Well,
you think it is?
All I'm telling you is that they notify the tenants that when they move in,
I know what you're saying.
They're obligated to tell their visitors that. So you can't blame them. It may be an unfair policy, but legally they did the right thing.
I think it's unclear. Is what I say. Yeah. All right.
So that's the story on that.
Let's call Nakia's landlord.
I'm going to do that.
Let's just say, catch the woman a break. Let's see if we can help her out. Ernie, what's going on with you, Ernie?
This guy keeps calling, and
It's Ernie from earlier.
The money, he wants me to send him a gift card, and I just don't understand.
Is this the one where we called them back and the woman answered?
Yeah. Now he's on the phone, on that number, and
let's call that number back then. And Ernie, you stay on. I'm going to be your your nephew, and I'm helping. I don't know. You sound old. I'm going to be your nephew. Anyway, let's call back. What did he tell you? He called you back after we talked to him?
Well, yeah, he said, did you call the cops?
Tom, it's ringing.
Oh, this is a private
It's ringing. It's ringing. Let's go. Good work, Hans. Or Daff, or both. Go ahead. Ernie, talk to him.
Okay.
I am technically an officer of my corporation, so listen to what I say.
Okay,
You start.
The Text Now subscriber you were trying to reach is not available.
Did you do...
What's that, sir? Ernie?
Did you do that? Did you do that number 267-4?
Yeah, I don't want to say it on air, but yes, that's the one that we did.
Yeah. But you know what? We are going to give the number out eventually because we should bombard them. And it said a text subscriber. So that means we could probably text them.
Did I say it's 267-529-5149? I think you got it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the one we got.
Okay, the number, the name on the bottom of it, it's BENSHLEM.
Daff just said they've disconnected that phone number, apparently.
Okay, you know what? So what did he ask you, Ernie? He asked you if you called the cops?
Yeah, he asked me if I called the cops, and it didn't, and I just said, no, I didn't do that. And then he just got back into asking me about the money, and that I need to get a gift card now. And he keeps calling. Is there any way that I can call the government or somebody?
No, but Ernie, do me a favor. Get a number to call back again, okay? Get a number to call back again, and please, we want to. And then you can block numbers, by the way. But does he keep generating different numbers when he calls?
No, same number all the time.
All right, do me a favor and call us back before the end of the show if you get another call. We do want to get back at this guy. Now, Daff, are you sure it's disconnected, or is he just not answering?
I've called it twice, and I think that maybe he has our number.
Okay. Why don't we
and
give
would you like me to call Auburn Police, the PIO, and let them know what's happening?
Yeah, give them the... Do you have the address written down? I wrote it down before.
I do.
Yeah, do that, Daff, and tell him that this guy keeps harassing him. Go ahead. and then see tell us what they say. Great idea, Ernie.
Break soon.
Hang on for a sec, Ernie, until we call the police. And I have to take a break. But Alan, your father had an accident. What is your quick question? We'll get started on it, and then I'll take a break. What is your quick question about this? Your father had an accident. What do you need from us, sir?
So he was using my vehicle, and he's not insured personally. So who do I contact
Okay,
first?
good question. Let's try to get Compass on to answer that, and we'll be right back. Nope. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I'll do it.
Okay, 20 seconds.
You there, Mark? You've been quiet.
He does Fuller really well with his personal experience.
You go 10 seconds, ideal, long, full length.
You don't care about the other.
Dan, what time did you get? It's 3?
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. And I say that because I really mean it. Each and every loan is written for your benefit and yours alone. Now, you may want a 23-year loan, you may want a 16-year loan, you may want a 27-year loan. You can pick the term to the payment you want and get that lower rate. What else do they do? They do the interest rate guarantee. This is no small thing, man. If you close, you get 2 years. If rates go up, they are down, they refinance you if they go down. So listen to this. Every time you close, you get another 2-year guarantee. Then they do credit optimization. This is a little confusing, but it's very simple, really, if you think about it. If you are approved, they still tweak your credit to get you better pricing. It's done quickly. You don't even know it. It's seamless in the background. And remember, the pre-approval is like a cash deal. You're already approved. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. When you're in an accident, you need advice. If you're injured, of course, you take care of your injuries. But then the very next person you should contact is John Fuller for free legal advice. That's right. You know, don't just go asking people, what should I do at work or at the gym. What you do is you talk to an attorney who's been through it dozens of times, and he can give you solid advice. If you decide to hire him, there's no obligation. He works on contingency. 303-597-4500. Get help today. 303-597-4500. John Fuller.
3 o'clock, Mark.
Today?
Yeah.
So Mark's coming in Thursday, too.
Right.
I expect the tomahawk steak.
No comment.
No comment.
Not one of those cheap tomahawks either.
Well,
is there even a such thing as a cheap tomahawk?
Costco, Sam's Club.
They don't have tomahawks. They don't.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm looking at Hawaii again.
Hawaii?
You guys better decide something quick, man.
What are you talking about?
Vacation time.
You and Staff and Daphne, I'm kind of waiting for you guys to do something or I'm going to pull the trigger.
You know, Mark, I have a few days around Thanksgiving already.
I already know that, but we're doing best ofs anyhow. That doesn't matter. I think we're radio closed Thursday, Friday.
Can you turn that? No, it's the monitor.
And there's a best way, and that's with
Yeah.
the friends of electronic integration. During these projects, you have walls and ceilings already open, allowing you to include
Why don't you go on a cruise? A carnival cruise.
multiple rooms or close your garage.
I don't think they're even sailing.
From control tablets located conveniently in your home.
They're dismantling.
You can just sit there in the corner.
Electronic integration will help you design a smart home that's even better than you've imagined. And if you're a builder or remodeler, how about the advantage?
That business is all but killed.
I'm telling you, restaurants are the ones that I just don't know how they're going to do it.
So whether you're the homeowner
I agree.
I don't care, except for fast food delivery shit.
And some of the high-end stuff.
No, the high-end's still 50%.
761-7277.
I don't think they can make money at 50%.
No.
Like Perry's, Ruth's Chris, Del Frisco's, I don't think they turn a profit at 50%.
Hell no. I'm sorry. Hell no. You don't. You can't.
I tell you, and a lot of those are just, locally owned. It's,
And if Biden gets in, it'll be worse. He's Ted. He'll close it. He'll close down.
Yeah, he'll do it just to show them, look what I did.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on
I don't think he can do that.
by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Look how I solved the problem. Yeah, you're
I
right.
don't think he could. I don't think you could shut this country back down again. I simply don't think you could.
Oh yeah.
He would. I think he might say it, but as far
Did you guys find out anything about the public splitting house while I was on the phone?
No.
Get in on all
About
this
the which
week's
one,
action.
Doc?
Download
About
the
earnings.
DraftKings app now. Enter code SPORTS during sign-up.
Daphne's calling the cops.
Don't forget, that's code SPORTS to try DraftKings for free. Eligibility
And I have some info on the
DraftKings.com.
Keys Lamos.
Denver's talk station. Available everywhere.
Found
number one for podcasting. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. Okay, so coming up, we'll have a follow-up on that landlord situation for her. 5 years, lease up next year. Things aren't being fixed. Alan, what's going on with your father now? To explain this situation. Alan?
I have him up. He should be there.
Alan?
Hi, sorry. Yeah, he was driving my truck and got a ticket in an accident. And I'm insured for the truck, but he's not under the insurance.
But that doesn't matter. If it's a permissive driver, he would be covered. You have they allow you to extend temporary use of your vehicle, even if they're not named on the policy. But providing they are not excluded. Now, do you know what that means? That means you actually name him as excluded.
Okay, correct.
Now, people do that once in a while if they have a high-risk driver in the household and the insurance company won't insure them. They can have a policy with somebody excluded. It's rare. So, Alan, do you have a normal policy?
Yes.
Then your medical payments would extend to your dad if you have medical payments, which you should. Do you have medical payments?
5,000, yeah.
Okay, that's good. That would extend to your dad. Your liability would extend to your dad, meaning for any damages he did to others. Did he do damage to others?
Yes, the automobile.
Okay, to another automobile?
Yes.
That would extend to the other automobile and also the other driver or passengers. And then do you have collision coverage?
No, it's an older vehicle.
Okay, so that coverage is going to be extended. Why were you concerned about it?
Well, for who do I contact first, and what do I say to the other person's insurance company?
Okay, when you had an accident, was there a police report?
Probably, I don't have that.
Did your dad give the information out? Did he show them the insurance card?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, he didn't show the insurance.
Well, when was this accident?
There was one ticket for failure to provide insurance, and the other one is for being in the wrong lane.
Okay. When was this?
It was recently.
Like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Less than a week.
Okay. You need to contact your insurance company, but really, you don't really have to do anything until they ask. Have they asked for anything?
My insurance, no.
No. Has the other driver made any noise?
The general called, general insurance called, and I gave them my policy number.
Good.
They said there was a problem with his coverage. I don't know what that meant.
His meaning your dad?
They want a...
Hold on.
No, with their driver.
Oh, hold on. You know the reason they're telling you that? They don't want you trying to collect. Was it clearly your dad's fault?
He doesn't know.
Well, the ticket said he was driving in another lane, right?
Yeah, at the time of the...
Listen, this guy, first of all, the general is usually people who can't get insured otherwise, or not really, but it's more of a... it's not the top line. So what could have happened is this guy lapsed his policy, and they don't want you trying to make a claim. That's why they called you, and they wanted your policy number, because they want him to put a claim in with you. You don't have to do anything until they contact you for damages. You know, some people, if somebody was driving...
But he probably wants his own vehicle fixed.
They're calling for...
Well, Mark, I don't even know what you're talking about. Alan doesn't have collision coverage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they want a statement from my father.
Well, of course they do. They always do. Do they want to record a conversation?
Correct.
Okay, now, personally, I recommend you don't talk to the other party. And I recommend you ask them to submit all of their questions in writing. But you know what?
I did that, and they still suggested...
What's that?
The voice. They wanted the vocal...
No, I don't do it. I tell them, here's what I tell them. You give me a list of questions, and I will give you all the answers. That's what I tell them.
Okay.
The only reason they want you... Listen, the only reason they want him on tape is to trick him. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
So that's what I tried, so I should just sit tight for now?
Well, of course you should. I mean,
okay.
What else can you do? Did you report it to your company?
No.
Well, I think you're required under your hold on. I think you're required under your policy to report an accident. Listen, you do what you want.
Well, the car's totaled, so I don't have the coverage for that.
Wait, whose car's totaled? Yours?
Mine, yes.
So you're just going to let it junk, right?
Correct.
Well, of course. So but you don't have collision coverage anyway. Here's what you don't want to report it to your insurance company until you know they're going to come after you, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I know why you want it that way. You want it that way so they don't find out. But here's the danger: there might be an exclusion if you don't report it, and then let's say this guy comes to you in a month with injuries, and you never reported it. You don't ever want to be caught without coverage. So I would... do you plan on buying another vehicle?
No.
And you don't...
I have another.
So you're not going to need this insurance again?
Not for that automobile. I do have another car.
Who's it insured by? The same one?
Same, yes.
Who's the insurance?
It's Progressive through Compass.
Then, just call Compass and ask them what you should do. They'll tell you the truth. Call Compass Insurance Group, man. No, you're good. It's good that you have Compass. They'll tell you the truth, man. They'll say, hey, do this or don't do this. And just while we're talking about Compass, that's what I like. They advocate for the people they insure. They really do. And, they're technically agents for the company, but they're also representatives for you. And they do a really good job at protecting their people. But they won't do anything sneaky or illegal. But if they can err, they err on the side of you instead of the insurance company. And so 303-996-9000. They're also the home of the free insurance checkup, which is really important, 303-996-9000. So if you have any coverages and you want to compare for the hell of it, you could save a lot of money. It's 303-996-9000. Right now, sit tight, talk to them, see what they say, and let us know. We'll come back to Ernie and more. We'll have open lines, too. So you can call right now, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
That guy sounds like he must be the life of the party, huh?
You know now.
Did you ever hear anybody with a flat affect like that? His affect was so flat.
A defeatist.
Yeah.
We said that like a defeatist voice.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is
I
sponsored
agree.
by Walgreens.
What's going on, bro?
Oh, I'm fortunate kid's landlord.
Oh, that's right.
When you want to,
They're putting her in a brand new house.
Turnpike there at 100.
Yeah, they're trying to. I use
Nobody is on
credit
36
card.
right now. Starting to see a little bit of slowing on the north end of town, southbound I-25, just a hair slow just south of the 112th bridge, so watch out for that. Otherwise, you're looking good on I-25 downtown. No delays in 225 in Aurora, 470 in Evans Ranch, and no problems on 6th Avenue in the
If I
Lake.
eat too much, I won't be able to kick Mark's ass.
Today, be careful outside. It's going to have a high of 72. Right now,
I don't know. I don't know if that could actually happen though. Bruh.
We got a time of 10 seconds, Mile High State, and Century RV.
And they still are. This
I do gotta stop by. I got my
Simply visit
I got my
Walgreens.com/Medicare.
son's on now.
There, you can easily find the best, most affordable plan for you. Walgreens. They make Medicare easy.
Listen, don't roll your eyes. Everyone needs an estate plan. I'm serious. An estate plan can be a simple will. Now, you may not think you have anything, so why do you need anything? Because you need medical directives and powers of attorney. What about if you're incapacitated? You need someone to pay rent or look at your tax situation or your car payment, whatever. That's where you get an estate plan with a medical directive or a power of attorney. So here's the deal. If you call Blake Harris and talk to him free of charge, he does a consultation and goes over your life. And whatever you need, he'll suggest. And he'll give you flat rate pricing on each one. So there's no charge to talk to him. And to get this all set up, that's milehighestateplanning.com. Perhaps you need a trust or other things. It's all about protecting yourself while you're alive and after you pass. Protect your legacy with Blake Harris, attorney at law. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK Blake. All right, let's talk about RVs. I love RVs. They bring back such great memories, and it's something you can do with your family, and prices are right now really low at CentryRV.com. They're located up north at the 240 exit to Longmont and I-25. They have a beautiful facility up there with a repair facility. And then they have one out west, and that's just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. That's CentryRV.com. Low prices and great quality. CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111.
What does T have to do with losing your home? Well, a lot. Cybercrime is up 75% since the virus hit. Rudy Giuliani here, and if you own a home or property, look out for home title theft.
You know what? There's not one recorded. There's not one recorded.
Case of home.
None. Not one recorded one in all of this pandemic.
Recorded which?
Home theft.
Oh. I believe it.
Home title theft. Not one.
I believe it. I think it's
Well, it went from 1 to 3 statistically. That's a 3,000% increase.
300.
I don't know of any though.
Yeah, no, I know. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. And I like Bill O'Reilly, but he advertises good stuff too. I agree with
Listen, if they do what they say.
You know what else they all advertise, all those right-wing guys? That relief factor.
Oh, yeah. Have you tried that? I don't have any pain, but it's...
Every one of those...
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Wait, what is it?
Relief factor, it's a natural
pain reliever.
Pain reliever and stuff.
But every one of the right-wing guys advertise.
They do. You're right. You're right.
But wait.
Well, you know who started it? God dang it, what's on? That's right, yeah. And he's a runner, and he said it helped him get back into running. I don't know why somebody would want to run.
It's bad for your body.
Yeah, I know, especially these... God, when I ran that marathon, I just...
You ran a marathon?
Yeah, well, I was 27. But it was the dumbest race. I got done, I said, this is the dumbest race ever.
What's the dumbest race?
A marathon.
Why?
It's not good for your body.
No.
Why do you say that?
Because it's not good for your body.
Ask any orthopede if you want.
No, most runners have their fucking heartbeats like at 20 beats a minute.
Hey, Mark.
And their knees
Mark,
are shot by the time they're 60.
their total health is shit. The concussion on their body. Ask an orthopedic surgeon. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible for overall health. It might be good for cardio.
And I don't think they have a heart rate of 20 either.
I'll tell you what's good, though, is swimming, cycling.
If I meditate just right, I can bring my heartbeat down to 1.
You keep smarting off, it'll be 0.
I said to Suzanne, okay, listen to it. Ready?
Oh. Okay, we're done. That's a good one. There was another one. Oh, my brother said that. He says, you know, my socks, every one of them has at least one hole in it. I go, wow. He goes,
right.
Yeah, how else could I get my foot in there?
Live coverage of the final.
All right, guys, you're back, man.
6:30 K-House.
It's a little childish joke.
Talk. 713-8255. Okay, so, Ann, let's talk about U.S. Bank. What's going on?
No, I don't know. I'm going to try to find out through you.
Okay.
I had an appointment with them to go into my safe deposit box, and they sent me 2 confirmation with the name of the gentleman who was supposed to be there. He was not there. It took me 40 minutes to wait in the parking lot, go inside the lobby, ring the doorbell. It was dark.
Ann, are you talking about when? When was this?
Yesterday.
Are banks, I think most banks are open, right?
No, they are closed. They're in Longmont. And
They're open,
closed.
but you can go in by appointment, most of them.
Yeah, and I made
did
that
not
appointment.
realize
And
that.
they confirmed twice to me via email in writing, that they have a 2 o'clock appointment. I was there, and nobody was there. Okay, I went home, got on the phone, and the lady was nice at the call center. She sent an email to the branch manager, and which was closed. So I don't know if he's still there or who knows.
Well, he might be working from home.
It could be, but here's the thing. I called twice. Then again last night at 10 o'clock, she sent again an email. And this morning I had another lady on, and she said, well, I will do whatever I can, escalate this. And then I had to wait a half an hour. She came in between and said, please hold, we have not forgotten you. Yes, and she called back. They're giving me the runaround, in other words. She called back and she said, in 15 minutes, Mr. So-and-so from the bank will call you. And that was at 12:10. I'm still waiting for the call. No call is coming back. I cannot sit all day and wait for a call from U.S. Bank because we all have doctor's appointments, errands to run, blah, blah, blah. They're giving you basically the runaround. And now
Hold on, Ann. Do you think seriously that it's like conspired? They don't want you to come in?
I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I have paid my mailbox. I'm a good customer. I have the mortgage with them. They don't call back. And are you aware of the FEMA rule?
What? The female rule?
FEMA.
Oh, FEMA. What is the FEMA rule? I don't know.
I don't want to talk about it over the air because we're going to have a run on the banks.
No, Ann, you can talk about it. What are you talking about, a FEMA rule?
The FEMA came out after the towers went down, and they said that if we ever have an emergency in this country, they have the right to confiscate your safe deposit boxes with everything included. Now, I don't care. I don't have a lot in there. I need my papers.
Tom, it happened to my grandmother back when the original crash happened.
Oh,
no, I'm telling you.
goodness.
Okay, Daff.
She lost everything.
Daff, no, one step at a time.
In her box, yes.
Okay, Daff, tell me why during a terrorist attack they will go to your grandmother's safe deposit box and take her crushed flowers from the prom.
No, this was the original crash back in, what was it,
1929.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember it well.
There you go. They took her safety deposit box, which back then they kept a lot of things in there that were important.
Hold on. What? Seriously, now give me an example of something.
So her grandfather was a gold miner in Leadville, and he would give her them pieces of gold, and she had gold in her safety deposit box. Gone. All gone.
How do we know that's
part of
true?
her story.
We don't know.
Yeah,
that's true.
it happened. We'll have to Google it. The run on the safety deposit box in 1929.
Okay, so what is in your safety deposit box?
And right now, I had a call, and I did not want to hang up on you, and it could have been him. I'm going to see if it was him.
Okay, listen, Ann, I appreciate you hanging on because we'll call for you if you want. So what do you want to do? Do you want to call us right back or leave a number or what?
I would like to have the corporate number, and I asked the lady, the Colette, the last agent, and she said, we cannot give you that out. Any number here in Colorado which has higher authority to overrule this, because I cannot sit 2 days
here's what the
and
FEMA
wait
rule
for a
is,
return call from U.S. Bank.
Listen, here's what that rule is. It says that Homeland Security has the right to inspect safety deposit boxes without warrant and to seize gold, silver, guns, or other valuables. Now, is that true? Come on, is this just another internet rumor?
I'm telling you, gold. It's gone.
I don't know. So many times.
I'm glad this lady, she said that because people think it's not true. And I'm worried about my birth certificate and my citizenship papers are in there. And I'm not getting a recall, nothing. I asked him, please give me another date that I can go into. And now I'm still waiting for his phone call. And right now, my phone is ringing, and I don't want to hang up on you. So if you could call me back at my number.
Okay. Get her number, Daff. Get her number. We'll call her back. Here's the thing. I believe that there's a lot of fake news. And, Daff, you seem to gravitate toward it a lot when it comes to, like, panicky stuff. No. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But, about the vaccines and all that. And, again, I'm not making fun of you any more than I make fun of Mark, which is often. And I just do it in a good...
Tom.
Yes.
Tom, they seriously, they both have a point. In 1927... my grandfather's freezer was raided for his ice cream.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Hey, Daff.
Shut him up, will you?
Daff. Yes. Why don't you ask Michael when he comes in? He was the director of FEMA. Why don't we go right to the horse's mouth, and when he comes in at 2 o'clock...
No, but he wasn't the director after 9/11.
No, but he would know if...
He was?
9/11. Yeah, he was.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
He didn't go out... He wasn't... No, I understand, but I'm just trying to get the timeline. Was he FEMA director at the time of the terrorist attack?
But Tom, all I'm saying is, if he's director of FEMA, he should know if there is a FEMA rule about confiscation.
No, of course he should.
So let's ask him at 2 o'clock when he comes in.
We don't have to wait till 2 o'clock. Daff can call him now.
Okay, but he's the one to
I'd
go to.
love to ask him, actually.
Yes, it says that he was the FEMA director during 9/11 as well as Hurricane Katrina.
Then I wonder, under the Patriot Act, if that's true. Let's just find out. Let's find out. Good. We'll do that. We have more coming right up. Get your calls in, 303-713-TALK.
My bad, Tom. It's Art of Granite in this next one. I forgot to put it on thing.
This report is sponsored by ZQuil.
So just Art of Granite, about a minute.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, just a little bit of delay downtown on southbound I-25. It's stop and go there between Park Avenue and Spear. A little bit of construction activity is the culprit, so just watch out for that. The rest of the highway drive, though, looking good across town. I-70 wide open from Arvada all the way out to Pena Boulevard. Construction continues on eastbound I-70, though, at the toll road. Only the left lane getting by in that construction zone, so just watch out for those backups. But the rest of the freeway system looking pretty good. The weather forecast could be areas of smoke. Be careful outside. Got a high today of 72. Right now, mostly cloudy and 67. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
You have to be 10 seconds. Art of Granite short. Here you go.
Haven't slept. Vic ZQuil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin that helps you fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. ZQuil Pure Z's. Naturally superior sleep.
TheArtofGranite.com. That's where you go for beautiful countertops. And he charges, this is what I love, wholesale for all materials. And you're only charged for the fabrication and installation. In fact, tear out and haul away is free. Also, the bathroom's free when you have the kitchen done. He does beautiful work. And theartofgranite.com is the website, but really, you got to do it justice, you got to select that stuff. I would do it at his beautiful showroom in Golden, but call for details and get your price on the phone. 303-386-5919. Countertops in just 2 weeks, including quartz, by the way, from the time you select material. 303-386-5919.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.25 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.25 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
Frank Duran, the real estate man with RE/MAX Alliance. He is a certified negotiation expert, and he knows how to aggressively market your home.
With our specialized marketing knowledge, we aggressively implement the most advanced, innovative, and proactive marketing plan you will find anywhere.
For all things real estate, do not hesitate to call 303-920-1622 or get tips online at frankduran.therealestateman.com.
Pay a higher tax rate.
Paying their fair share.
New higher taxes. Raise taxes.
Taxes go up.
Raise taxes.
Pay back taxes.
We'll pay more in taxes.
Tired of politicians talking about taxes? Do something about your own taxes. We're all going through unconventional times. COVID-19, rising unemployment, increased financial hardship. Do not let the IRS or your back taxes add to an already bad 2020. Let your team of specialists at American Tax Solutions help stop the IRS threats and start saving you money. 800-290-8160. The IRS is relentless with back taxes. They will garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, and even seize your assets. Call your specialists at American Tax Solutions at 800-290-8160. They have the expertise to help stop the collection notices and get that fresh start you deserve. Protect what you earned. Call 800-290-8160 and join the thousands of people who save money with American Tax Solutions. 800-290-8160. That's 800-290-8160.
SimplyFloorsInc.com just made a huge purchase of the new luxury vinyl tile, Transcend. This new flooring offers beautiful, bold designs. It's 4 times more scratch resistant, and SureSet technology makes it waterproof. It is one of the most durable floorings on the market, and right now SimplyFloorsInc.com's having a huge sale. Check out this revolutionary new flooring with the guaranteed lowest price at SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks. We'll be prepared for takeoff.
Limu, how cool is this? Your first time flying. Oh, I didn't mean... Listen, Limu, you might not be able to fly, but you do something even cooler. You tell strangers that Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance so they only pay for what they need.
Sir, do you have a certificate for your service bird?
Liberty, 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 liberty. Get a customized quote at libertymutual.com.
Today, everyone is expecting you to maintain a new level of clean.
Hey, Tom, Daff has a great update on Ernie.
Good. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. We'll keep you well stocked with cleaning supplies, professionally laundered uniforms, and other essentials like face masks, hand sanitizer, and thermometers. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Did you know you can save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guyries loyalty program? Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guyries, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Having trouble falling asleep? Sleep CBD gummies from Zaka Life are a delicious way to get the restful sleep you need. Every Zaka Life gummy is infused with organic CBD and melatonin. Go to ZAKAHlife.com. Change your life with Zaka Life Organic CBD.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan with credit optimization in order to get even better rates. They also have the Pick Your Term loan. You may not want to go back to 30 years. Pick whatever term you want. If you refinance or you purchase and rates go down, they will refinance you free of all lender fees. 303-867-7000. Ideal Home Loans.
20 seconds.
Lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 6.
While we're focused on the election, the rest of the world...
All right, guys, you're back in.
And what about our enemies? We'll talk about it with former NATO Supreme Allied Commander Admiral James Stavridis. That's Wednesday morning at 7:05 here on 630 K-House.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay. All right. What? First of all, on the Publishers Clearinghouse, I don't know if Ernie has gotten any more calls, but we can try calling that number back. But Daphne, what follow-up do you have?
So I did speak to the PIO in Auburn, and this is so wonderful. They are going to dispatch 2 officers to the address. And this is so great. He said, they're going to ask, are you involved in this? And he said, even if they say no, we're going to say, look, we're taking your IDs, we're identifying you as an address that is causing issues, and while they're talking to him, the other officer is going to call the phone number, and the phone rings inside.
They're stinging. That's great, Dad.
They're going a step above their
Bippity bop. That is great for a police department to take into account a consumer complaint. That's wonderful for Auburn.
But he also said that in this situation, the best thing for listeners or anyone to do is to call your local police department and file a complaint there.
Why?
Especially if you have an address. He said, and then that police station will reach out to them.
Okay.
Well, I wish that would happen. Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
They were nice enough to take my call and to do that. And so shout out to Auburn Police Department. Bravo.
Good, man. That's great. That is really great news. Deputy Doc. Okay, thank you, Ants, for the sound effects. And Deputy Doc, what do we got going
Nakia
on?
called up with multiple housing issues.
Yeah,
in
she
her
said
apartment.
she's renting. She was in there 5 years. The landlord won't fix stuff. She named a few, and I said some of them are covered under habitability standards, some of them are not. But could we reason with the landlord? What did he say?
I spoke to the landlord.
Yeah.
He said he will go over there today and fix the refrigerator and talk to her about the other problems.
Oh!
So I told Nakia, I gave her my personal number.
That would be
and I
nice.
said, call me if he does or does not show up so we know what the resolution is. So I will let you know tomorrow what the
That's
outcome of
pretty
this
cool.
is.
Isn't that nice when we get stuff done? I mean, really.
I've got about 4 things done today, not one dinger. I'm really insulted.
Okay. You know, he's really selective on how he pulls out my dinger. Why don't you pull out the dinger? There you go. Thank you, Ansford. Now, here's the deal. There are so many myths and legends going around. It's technically not a legend. A legend has to be around a very long time. But anyway, there's a lot of myths going around about the coronavirus vaccine. So many that it's absolutely ridiculous. Look, do you think the government truly... Here's what I want to ask, a question. Honest to God, I want, and I promise I will give a fair hearing. I will not let Mark insult you. Do you believe the government will try to sneak something else into the vaccine? And I can visualize right now, Aunt, you tell me if I'm lying, I'm dying, that Daphne's shaking her head yes. Do you think the government would include something or sneak something into that vaccine for other reasons?
She didn't say yes, but she said absolutely. So,
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
synonyms.
Oh,
And my head was shaking, yes.
Deb, do you? No, seriously, and I'm not. I promise, I'm not going to make fun. But you are now. Seriously, all kidding aside, you truly believe the government would use the opportunity with this vaccine to sneak other things into our bodies?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I
How
think
do you go through life
worldwide.
like that? What's that?
I
Like
don't know.
what?
I just don't.
Like what?
I just,
Give me an idea.
yeah, well, this is really far-reaching, but you know, well, I've done research and I've looked, but you know,
Hold
the
on. What does
mercury that
research
they
mean?
put in.
What does research mean, though? Really,
Well-
it means that you've looked on Google.
Well, yeah, but
listen.
I've read reports and
Spit it
all
out.
kinds of
What
things.
is it?
The mercury, but then there's the God spot. There's
Now listen
a
to
lot
this
of
God
things.
spot. Listen to
The
this.
God spot.
No. People, she's not the only one. People believe in the vaccine will contain a substance to dull the part of your brain that worships God. Now, tell me. Oh, no, seriously. Daph, you have to understand how weird and crazy
Or
that
whatever
sounds.
your belief of God is.
You know what makes haunted houses so effective?
All right.
Creepy front doors. If the neighborhood...
Now listen. No, that is... Oh my God. That shit crazy.
That is so scientifically impossible.
The worship part, the God spot of your brain. They're going to wipe out God.
Well, actually, they're just wiping out God in your brain.
Right.
And just a
How?
spot.
They did it to Deputy Doc a long time ago.
Yeah, Doc. It happened to Doc.
Doc, do you hear how crazy the religious fellows think?
And you're worried. Oh.
No, seriously. Do you know how paranoid religious people are about that shit?
It's unbelievable.
Okay, here's something that, and this is how dumb, this is liberals too though. QAnon apparently had an article that said Republicans think Democrats eat babies.
Oh, come
or
on.
something like that. I wouldn't even repeat something like that. And these people go, oh yeah, they believe this. What? That's like they used to say, the Palestinians, don't they teach that to their children, that Israelis will eat their babies? Isn't that one of the things they teach them?
I know ISIS might do it. I don't think the Palestinians are that dumb to do it. To tell them the Jews eat their babies. That's ridiculous.
I mean, anybody, but I mean, even when you repeat something like that, you're a nut.
Right.
I want to look at this COVID-19 and the God spot.
You know what? Reading an article like that to me is like watching the Tiger King.
Right. It's like they haven't identified the quote God spot.
Yeah,
It's such a complex belief system.
Of course.
That there's not one
Of
area
course.
that they can pick out.
Of course. I'd be embarrassed to say something like that. Holy cow. Can I put up the artwork now? After that comment.
Distinct God spot in brain does not exist.
Right.
Study says.
Studies.
It says it does not exist. Has speculated. Listen to this.
I want to see the back end of this study. What exactly did they look for?
It says here, scientists have speculated that the human brain features a God spot, one distinct area of the brain responsible for spirituality. Now, University of Missouri researchers have completed research that indicates spirituality is a complex phenomenon and multiple areas of the brain are responsible for the many aspects of spiritual experiences. Based on previous published data to indicate spiritual transcendence is associated with the creation, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it says, in addition, the researchers determined that other aspects of spiritual functioning are also related to increased activity of the frontal lobe. Is not confined to a spot in the brain.
I didn't have to do a study to realize it.
Yeah, I know. I love that study. Hey, I'm going to do a study whether or not sea creatures can actually fly to the moon.
But there are, Mark, did you know but they do have like hormones associated with different feelings, that's for sure. Of course. But
That's right. It's the Katra.
But they say, hold on.
This is why Kramer was head of his doji.
Oxytocin and
It's not the age of the opponent, it's the level. You're fighting children.
Is that what you call it? A doji? Is that what they call a...
A what?
A place where they do karate at?
Dojo.
Doji.
Haven't you watched Cobra Kai? Hey, Mark, have you watched Cobra Kai?
Oh, man, I watched 1 or 2 episodes. I did not like it.
Oh, it's cool. It's a fun series. It's corny as hell. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I attempted. I really did. I did more than the first episode, and then I couldn't do it.
It's really, really, really corny, but I don't know. I just liked it.
Hey Tom, how are you doing with Fargo?
I like some corny shit too.
Done.
Man. Like, one of my favorite movies is the stupid fucking Goonies. I love it.
Really?
Oh, I love the Goonies.
I'm a little pissed off you told me Footloose was a good movie.
Footloose. No,
yeah, there is no God spot according to all the scientific data I'm reading, but who knows? It could be. I could be missing. I could be missing some of the nuts.
Scientists find areas of the brain responsible for spirituality, and we just bombed North Korea. Who wrote that?
I'm still pissed off I watched Tiger King.
Entirely surrounding the home.
Tiger King,
Jesus, there are so many nuts. This just goes to show you, you cannot believe people, even if they call themselves Christian and all that. You can't believe it. Yeah, just in fact, I think in some ways they give a bad name to Christianity.
Of course they do.
You know how many patients I saw in my career who came in and said, I saw this on the internet, and so I want you to do this or do that, because they saw it on the internet?
That's why George thought he had a heart attack. He watched Coronary Kingdom.
That's right.
Tom, Dad was asking, are you watching the video?
Hell no, I can't watch it now.
This thing, that air thing, is a piece of crap. They're going to sell
What,
thousands
this
of
one?
them.
This thing we just saw?
Yeah, that air.
What's wrong with it?
Oh my God.
It's just,
Remember we were talking about that CNN guy yesterday?
Oh, you mean Tobin?
He was literally jerking the working.
Yeah.
Who was? Now what, was he masturbating?
Yes.
He was literally jerking off during a Zoom call.
Yeah.
But why during a Zoom call?
You know, he said he had it on mute.
I know, but even so, like, but why was he masturbating? What turned him on?
Maybe one of the Fox ladies. Yeah, it was probably a Fox lady.
Yeah, very
Let me
good.
tell you, I'm looking at her, man. Her name name was Jane Meyer. And
No. Did he really say something about he was jerking off?
No, he didn't. They saw him.
She saw him jerking off.
Listen to this.
And then he said, "Is there something wrong with that?"
Wait, what's his name? Jeff.
If they would have told me that this was frowned upon,
I think it's Toobin.
Yeah, Jeff Toobin jerking off. I'm looking up.
This is incredible. Can you fucking imagine? Tom's got the best question though, like, what the fuck's he doing jerking off during a Zoom call?
No, but you're right. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm trying to read this damn thing. I don't want a fucking trial.
On Ross's show, he said, I used to refer to him as a tool of the left. And that's stupid thinking. No, now he's using his tool.
Jesus. And it was in front of several colleagues.
Jesus Christ, all of these places make you sign up for it.
What do? You look up and notice your camera's been on for the last 10 minutes.
Here's the set, it's caught jerking off right here.
Oh, they gotta release that fucking call.
George Costanza would have
This guy is so... I mean, I wouldn't come out of my house for 5 years if I were him.
He goes, "Is there something wrong with that?" He would have told me.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are trying to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and making your life just a little easier. So we start talking about conspiracy theories or theories on vaccines and other things. It's amazing what goes around in this country and taken for gospel, and no pun intended. But it's also amazing the things we don't believe that we should believe. And here's the deal. The internet is a place of a lot of knowledge, but also a place of a lot of garbage. You can basically find, and this is called confirmation bias. What that means is you research only things that confirm what you're saying. If you do that, you can find confirmation bias for anything you want. Anything.
But
you name it.
To actually think, Tom, to actually think that there is something they're going to add into a COVID response, like a flu shot or something, that's going to wipe out a G-spot is crazy.
Yeah, and they call it the God spot. But there is no God spot according to many leading... Now, there was more than one research more than one research facility that did this. They did a very intense study of the brain and what's stimulated during certain parts of the brain.
Tom, that video that I originally saw that kind of sparked my interest in it is called The God Gene, and it was a Pentagon lecture. Okay. And it says, the scientists describe a plan to alter the God gene in the Middle Eastern population in order to end the turmoil in that region. And they say in this video, it's as simple as putting it in a vaccine.
Oh, Daphne, you can't
Tom,
believe that. It's like
how they play disclaimers before shows.
And then I realize I don't want to have an argument because it... And no harm, I don't want to insult people, but truly it gets to a point sometimes when even talking about it, I don't want people to be I don't even want to give it credence.
For example,
like the chemtrails. I mean, and that kind of crap. What people believe, just because people believe it, that video is no more from the Pentagon. I swear to God, of a God gene.
But have you watched it?
Well, of course not. I'm doing a radio show. Shall we all listen to it? Here's the deal. Daphne, I promise you, I can find a video that talks about little green men living in vaginas. It's not going to be real. You can find anything you want. Honest to God, there is everything you want on the internet. It doesn't mean it's real.
You opened the can of worms. You asked me. I told you. So move on.
Okay. So Daphne's convinced there's a God gene in your brain. They're going to wipe it out. And and they're going to wipe it out with the vaccine. But what, John?
With the flu shot.
Let's talk.
Here,
Go ahead.
Do you know how complicated it is to remove a gene?
Yeah, of
the whole CRISPR thing is so complicated.
That's
you can't
the
put a
science part of
vaccine
it.
to eliminate a
You're
gene.
not going to appeal to people with science, Doc. Shut up. You got to talk. You got to talk mysticism. Nobody.
You're talking to Daphne.
You can do it without a vaccine. You can just do this dance around the person's head with cinnamon, and it does the same thing. You got to sprinkle the cinnamon. But here's the deal. I don't even want to talk about it because it sounds like I'm making fun, and I am. I'm not. But I'm not making fun like saying you're stupid. I'm just saying. Well, what am I saying? What am I saying? What do you believe really about anything? Let me know. Let me know the most ridiculous belief you have. Now there are people. Look at. I will never attack someone's belief. That's why I don't like talking about this, because I don't want to make fun of beliefs, because a belief is just that, a belief. But really, the confirmation bias part of thing is what most people do. They never research something open-mindedly. They research it to confirm what they believe, and then you leave out a lot of other information when you do that. That's what pisses off a lot of people about me. When I go into something and I look at both sides and I start talking about both sides, I get hate mail from both sides because they can't believe I'm asking the question, and I truly do ask it. And I ask both sides of an issue because I want answers. So I would like to know, really, people's theories on a COVID-19 vaccine. Do you think there is more to it than just trying to eradicate the disease? Now, here are some of the theories I think have some credence. That it will probably be a bit rushed. And we don't know if it's safe completely all the time. But this stuff about being linked to autism, like other vaccines were accused of, the thing about destroying a part of the brain, I just can't buy. Now, I'll look at both sides of this issue, but is there anything that you've heard recently about COVID or about anything that you just say, look, you want to be respectful, but it's so whacked out? Okay, I'll tell you one. That COVID came from 5G. Now, honest to God, Daphne, I can find videos and essays and white papers that will tell us that G5, the technology, would we call that broadband, that is spreading COVID-19 and was responsible for it. You've heard that, right? Have you heard that, Dano? Have you heard that, Doc? G5. Okay. Okay, so then you have other beliefs, like, okay, it's not so much a belief, but it is a belief, but it's more of a mission, like, let's say, doing away with fossil fuels in 10 years. Okay, then you have people, now, it's not that it wouldn't be a good idea if we truly could. I mean, or like the idea of gun control, you know, it's a great idea. If you could really take guns away from all criminals, wouldn't that be nice? But you see, then you run into complications of reality. Like, you can't take guns away and make them inaccessible for all outlaws without taking them away from good people. And then you start thinking, if good people don't have them, how do they defend themselves? And then again, good people shouldn't have to defend themselves. There's so many sides to a coin. The problem with this country, we have become so... It's either this or this. We don't even allow for anything in between. It's either this or this. Do I think there were ever discussions? Do you think ever there was a discussion on this vaccine where they said, while we're at it, why not do this? Now, they do that with political bills. You know, when they write a bill for to become law, they try to piggyback things like tax breaks or tax increases or this or that. You know, that kind of thing happens. Does it happen in medicine? Hey, as long as we're going to do a vaccine, let's throw this in there too. Why not? And why would people want to kill the god gene? Why if there was one? You know? These kinds of questions, I think what happens is we are so pissed off at the world right now, whether we're liberal or conservative, we are pissed off that we hear something about the other side doing something against us, and it riles us to a point where we want to do something, so we want to get other people riled. So we start spreading stuff, whether it's really true or not, because we just want to get people riled. Now, Otis, you have a comment on the vaccine. I will, honest to God, would love comments on a vaccine, on whether you will take it. What will be your thought process? Will you wait a bit? How will you do it? I'm thinking this for myself. How will I evaluate a vaccine? I don't think just because something comes out, it's good. I mean, we've had plenty of things that have come out in medicine that turned out to be bad. So, Otis, what is your comment on a vaccine?
Well, any country that allows 1 million babies a year to be murdered, I don't trust them one iota when it comes to a vaccine. Wouldn't trust them a bit.
Now, hold on, Otis. You said any what? Any government?
Our government has allowed 1 million babies a year to be murdered through the abortion issue.
Oh, man, we got off track.
No, hold on, Mark. I asked for comments, damn it. So let's get a comment. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, let me comment. If a country allows 1 million babies a year to be murdered in the name of abortion, I wouldn't trust them when they want to give me a vaccine, period.
Okay, so Otis, I understand that. That transference logic, by the way, it just doesn't hold water. I mean, listen, I know what you're saying, and we say this all the time. If we can put a man on the moon, we can do this. Or if they will allow this, then how can I trust them for this? And it doesn't always work. And the thing about abortion is so long and complicated. I don't want to get into the abortion issue right now, but, you know, in some people's minds, it truly is murder. In other people's minds, it's survival. In other people's minds, it's power over myself, and you don't get to tell me what to do. There are so many issues wrapped into this, but I know one thing for sure that I think we can all agree on. I really believe this, that no one wants an abortion, ever. I don't, honest to God, believe that they want to kill a baby. I don't believe that's their mindset. And I believe that women that have abortions have regret about it, but know in their minds they had to do it for one reason or another. I think it's easy for us to point to people who've had abortions and say, you murderer, you didn't care, and you're encouraging others to do it. I don't think anyone is proud or wants to have an abortion. Now, I wish people would take more care when it comes to birth control and all of that. And then we're always going to have people say, well, Tom, what about the health of a mom? That has nothing to do with birth control. Or what about rape and incest? Yeah. I understand that every time you bring something up, another issue comes up. But I think we all can agree that the word pro-abortion, I don't really think it's true. I really do think it's more pro-choice. And I think anti-abortion is exactly what it is. It is anti-abortion. But I'm not trying to stick up for abortion. I'm not trying to stick up for anything. I'm just trying to say that I think it's too simplified to just believe people are murderers and they either enjoy it or prefer it. I think it's a terrible alternative that people have decided to do, but I don't think any of them really want it.
Tell you there, Rocky Mountain Retro and Simply Floors, about 30 seconds.
You can hear news and talk.
Hey, look at that comment on Facebook. There's a good one.
But you know what, Mark? What I said is true. I don't think anybody wants it.
I agree with that.
I mean, I think
no one wakes up and goes, "Hey, let's go have abortion."
Or like, hey, what the hell? I'll just have an abortion.
You're wrong, Tom.
What?
There is a subset of people that use abortion as birth control.
That's what Ants just said.
Here you go, 10 seconds, recommend retro phones.
I don't think. Okay.
Is Mark doing this?
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is an advanced insulation that can be done to your home from outside the home, and it can be done in just a day or two. You need to call for a free estimate no matter what. This is one product that starts paying for itself immediately. If your home is 10 years old or older, the older the more you need it, you can start saving money, up to 50% on energy bills. Now do the math. It doesn't take long for those savings to mount up. Why don't you call these guys and get a free estimate? FoamYourWalls.com. 720-676-6333. That's 720-676-6333. Or look at it in action at foamyourwalls.com. That's foamyourwalls.com. You will not be disappointed at all. This stuff will revolutionize the insulation industry because of how easy it goes in, how it fills every nook and cranny. Foamyourwalls.com. Now, speaking about revolution, it may not be a revolution, but I'll tell you what. Simply Floors Inc. has turned the floor industry on its head, or on its ear, as they say. Why? Because they passed savings on to consumers. Simply Floors Inc. got together with a lot of other small companies for a buying group, and they buy at tremendous discounts, just like the big boxes, with one big difference. They pass those discounts on to consumers. They do better warranties and hire the greatest installers. SimplyFloorsInc.com is the website where you make your own appointment. And there's no obligation, but let Buddy and Karen Mitchell show you the way. SimplyFloorsInc.com. But Ants, even if that's the case, and of course, I don't like abortion at all, but do you think there are people that are that casual that say, oh, what the hell, if I have a baby, I'll just, if I get pregnant, I'll just have an abortion?
I've met a lot of girls, Tom, a lot of girls on drugs like Xanax and bars and things that alter a state of mind where they have a whole lot of unprotected sex and they do not care.
They don't care.
And yours is anecdotal, mine is fact.
Especially in Arkansas where like it's like the number
maybe the abortion pill.
Like births under 20, under 21 or something like that. Like so many.
Because it's a surgery.
Girls having like babies that are not wanting to have babies.
Yeah, Doc said that's true, but Doc, what do you mean? What do you mean it's fact, though?
Because I performed some first trimester.
No, I understand that,
So
but they don't want it. They don't like it. They don't enjoy it.
They don't care about it. They get pregnant. They say I'll get that, and they'll just have an abortion. They don't care about birth control. That they're totally oblivious to the emotional and physical consequences of not using birth control.
And do they ever, after the abortion, do they express any kind of feelings, or are they just, I'll do it again?
Some.
Multiple.
There are some women who don't get.
You don't have to talk to the mic.
There are some women who don't care and don't have any emotional consequences of having it done. And there are other women that I've performed abortions on who come back 5, 6, 7 years later. They're married and they're pregnant. Say, Dr. Manfrey, thank God, because I was able to finish college, get a job, and now I'm ready to raise a family. There's a high proportion of women like that who said, I'm so glad I did it.
You've done a lot of abortions.
Yeah. Enough to make a comment with some, gravitas to it.
I don't think I could ever do it.
But only first trimester. I was absolutely strict about that.
I just don't. They can't force you to do it, can they?
What?
You do an abortion.
You could have refused, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can refuse to do anything.
But a hospital can't refuse, right?
No, they can.
Well, can they?
Because can refuse any procedure. When I first started, St. Anthony's, I was covering for some people at St. Anthony's. They would not allow me to do a tubal ligation on a patient after she had a baby.
Really?
Yeah. I had to go to I had to bring the patient to a different hospital to get the tubal done.
That's where I draw.
And a tubal would prevent all the other shit.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's where I draw on the Catholic
Catholic
Church.
hospital would not let you do
Right,
a tubal
and that's where I think the Catholic Church is screwed up, is they can't see that birth control is fine. I can see being against abortion.
And they were against condoms for ages in Africa.
Aren't they still?
I think that they've changed their minds about condoms as not to, using it as a method to control the HIV outbreaks in Africa.
So they looked at it as preventing disease and not preventing pregnancy. So that's
the Catholic Church.
Right.
Well, no, they thought that because the Bible says it, you can only have sex for procreation, that overrode the concept.
The Bible doesn't say that.
Their interpretation of the Bible.
Hey, people are asking what that orb you have to your right. That orb. Yeah,
That's the Holy Spirit.
That's that blight, that light.
Oh, that is an orb. That's my orb.
You,
it's a fucking lamp.
You're an orb.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Reminding you that Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, is doing free valuations of your home. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That's a free market valuation to tell you what the market will bring for your home, and it's pretty damn accurate because he sells more homes than most anyone. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. All right, Ryan, you want to talk about chemtrails? I promise to give you the respect to listen, but then you got to answer questions for me. Go ahead, sir.
Absolutely. First of all, they're not called chemtrails. They're called strategic aerosol injections. And if you think it's a conspiracy, then you think John Brennan, the former head of the CIA, is a conspiracy theorist. Go on YouTube, type in John Brennan, strategic aerosol injections. It's a climate change program run by the CIA in conjunction with the Air Force. It's not a conspiracy.
Can I ask you something then? Okay, so in order to disperse this, they'd have to have the cooperation of airlines, right?
They have cooperation from the Air Force. It's
what about the airline? Oh, so it's well. What about all the trails we see behind airliners? Those are not the ones. It's only the ones put out by the Air Force. You're saying?
Yes, there's a difference between contrails, which are essentially frozen vapor that disappear after 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Those are normal.
Okay.
That's what you see most of the time.
At least that part of you is very sane. And then talk about the Air Force program.
Well, it's a CIA program, but they use the Air Force's planes to... Just look it up. John Brennan, strategic aerosol injection.
No, you heard what I said. I can look up anything on the... I can look up anything on the internet.
But it's him speaking. It's him speaking. John Brennan, CIA, head of CIA. Is he a conspiracy theorist?
Okay, but listen. So what is John Brennan talking about? He is saying what? Tell me what he's saying.
It was a speech about climate change. He did it at the Council on Foreign Relations.
And what did he say?
Which is a huge think tank.
And what did he
say? I'm sure you've heard of it. He was talking about the different programs the government is doing, and he was talking on behalf of the CIA and what they're doing, and he was talking about their different programs.
And which program is he talking about?
Strategic aerosol injections, otherwise known as chemtrails. It's one of their climate change programs to deflect sun out of the atmosphere, because in the particles are these aluminum and different metals that deflect the sunlight back out of the atmosphere. It sounds crazy. It's stupid. I think it's stupid, but it's one of their programs.
Okay. So you're talking about a program by CIA
chemtrails, but
through I understand, and it's done through the Navy. Now, I'm not saying I believe this. I know nothing about
Air Force.
Air Force. I know nothing about it. Therefore, I can't say anything. I know nothing about it. It sounds far-fetched, but here's the deal. At least, and I'm not saying this is true, but at least it makes more sense than all of the idiots who believe that every airliner in the world has some conspiracy together, along with the governments of the world, to inject chemicals into the atmosphere. And the purpose, they don't know. They just say they inject chemicals. No one can tell you why. No one can tell you anything except that's what they're doing. And then for that to be carried upon airliners and injected into the atmosphere would be absolutely ridiculous. But you're saying something I've never heard before, by the way. I've never heard about a program instituted by the CIA through the Air Force, so I'd have to look at it for me to laugh at it. I can't laugh at it yet. But it does sound ridiculous, Ryan. You're right. And it does sound stupid. But, you know,
it is ridiculous.
I don't know
agree,
enough
but
to... I really don't know enough to talk about it. Thank you. Charlie, what's going on with you? What's happening, Charlie?
Hey, Tom, this might be a good question for Frank Duran, the real estate man. On Amendment B, on our latest election, I'm a little bit confused because it removes a bunch of wording but doesn't really clarify how that's going to affect
Amendment B.
residents.
Amendment B, what it does is it repeals the Gallagher Amendment?
Well, what it actually does is increases residential property taxes.
Yeah, but hold on.
So vote no.
Okay, I understand that part, right? But here's the deal. What it actually does is repeat. Do you know what the Gallagher Amendment does?
No, sir.
It capped. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
No. Explain what the Gallagher Amendment is and why we should repeal it, because you're saying we should vote. Oh, you're saying we should not repeal it, Mark. Explain what you like about the Gallagher Amendment.
Well, it stops property taxes from going up. If you vote yes on this repeal of it, the bottom line is property taxes are going to go up.
The Gallagher Amendment froze property tax rates. So they're saying...
What really stood out to me was it said at the very end of the actual ballot, it says, and repeal the non-residential property tax assessment rate of 29%. Considering how many people we have from California we got coming in, I do not want to increase or invite more, investment from out of towners. They're just buying, they're buying property just to rent it,
Right.
Because it's making it hard for small families and middle class people like me to buy, because you got external money that's coming in and buying up places and then renting them out at unbelievable rates.
And I would say, by the way, of all the amendments you chose, that is a very difficult one to explain, because it is repealing an amendment that
it's talking about something that's been on the books for 40 years and not even getting rid of it, but just changing the language.
It's repealing it, Mark. It literally repeals it. It says repeal. It repeals it. It was enacted in 1982. And it has to do with freezing property taxes, okay? And that's the simple explanation. It established an actual value, and basically it's something like they did in California, but it wasn't as drastic. And so they're talking about getting rid of it, and then by doing that, it would also make it a more fair system for those who are non-residents. I mean, that's what people say. Again, you know what this sounds like? This is what it sounds like. The same thing that the popular vote amendment sounds like, something to benefit California. In fact, it's weird because it is like, I don't know why, but we have a love affair with California in Colorado. We enact laws here to benefit California, or we're trying to. Why is that? Does anyone know that? Because I don't even know why we do it. But for some reason, our governor is very fond of California. And if he could have his way, we would have mirroring laws.
Got a break soon.
Anyway, we got to take a break.
I never vote for taxes going up.
Never. I agree.
There is nothing about taxes going up. I don't care if it says, hey, I could save 17 kids. Well, the answer is no.
Did you hear, that one about increased taxes on vaping products and tobacco?
I agree with that.
Okay. Guess who the Democrats were in cahoots with, and I'll show you I don't care about it really. So, Altria? Which is the big back that makes Marlboro? Is that Altria?
I have no idea, but who cares? What's your point?
My point is they were in favor of it because they have the high-end tobacco, so their products really don't go down.
I see what you're saying. People, here's the...
Guys, a little while.
But you are not alone. You always have a place. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
It is amazing to me how many people do real estate transactions and have real estate matters and never talk to a real estate attorney. Like for contract reviews, buying and selling docs, loan docs, leases, especially commercial leases or complicated deals, loan documents. What about property disputes, fence issues, easements, access, adverse possession. You know what? O'Brien Legal Services is on board, and they can handle all of it. Bradley O'Brien is the principal attorney there with a team of skilled real estate attorneys. Don't be foolish. For a few $100s, you can save thousands of dollars in trouble. That's O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com, OLSlaw.com, 720-370-7388. That's 720-370-7388. Oh, that was 30, not 60. Sorry. Listen, right? I went over. I thought it, well, actually, I don't know. I was just assuming. No, it's a minute. It's a minute. So I didn't go over. I'm sorry. I was confused.
Okay, yeah, because I know we didn't know yesterday.
No, they're a minute. They're a minute. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Ross said his analogy, and
I'm
I
going to have to
agree
do
with
some
it,
recordings for you.
is that if Mercedes went against them and said, "No, you got to sell
If you
cars
want,
for at least
if it's a pain in the ass, don't bother.
they
We can
wouldn't
do it
be
next
hurt."
one, but if you could,
But,
that one you can send to me, and I can start.
Hyundai's would be
backups.
hurt, and the other smaller price cars.
Why is that? Why would they be
I'll do that
here?
for next.
What would you rather have, a Hyundai or a Mercedes?
Why? Well, it depends. Hold on. Are you talking about his Genesis or a Hyundai?
No. Hyundai. No, the tobacco thing, the new tobacco thing about raising it.
Yeah.
So they're actually, I think it's Altria. I think that whoever makes Marlboro, we're actually in cahoots with the Democrats to put that on there because they're the higher tobacco. Because they are the higher end product. So what it says is a pack of cigarettes has got to be at least $7. So the people who are hurt are the cheaper tobacco companies and stuff that sell theirs for $4.50.
Right, because you could then, because now the more expensive ones look more attractive.
Right, so why not buy the higher end? It's like buying a Mercedes versus a Hyundai.
So you're saying the cigarette companies right now that are higher end are just going to simply absorb the tax and not move their product price?
Right.
Okay, well, I find that absurd.
Well, that's a Ross.
They're going to go back to their stockholders and go, you know what? Even though everybody else is raising it 70 cents a pack,
No,
we're not going to do it.
What it says is, and I haven't read that, this is what Ross says, is that a pack of cigarettes has got to be at least $7 in Colorado.
With home title lock. Next code Rudy at home.
So it's not really I don't know. That's what Ross said, and that's where he did that analogy of I haven't even read the thing. I voted for it also because I thought it was just a tax and I don't want cigarettes out there. I'm passing it on, Mark.
It makes no sense, man.
What is that amendment?
Yeah, how does it actually read? What is it called? What is the amendment?
Well, you must have that book there. I don't have it here. I got it at home.
Oh, you mean Amendment B? Is that the tobacco? Oh no, what about the tobacco one?
Proposition EE.
What does that say, Mark?
Hold on.
Get the facts before you vote.
Here it is, ballot text. Shall state taxes be increased by $294 million annually by imposing a tax on nicotine liquids used in e-cigarettes and other vaping products?
I voted yes.
I voted yes.
Yeah, that's not why I vote yes too. I don't understand what he's talking about with this.
He said that
Mercedes and the Hyundai.
He said the cigarette's got to be at least $7. That's what he said today, this morning. I heard him. I never read this thing. I just voted yes on it.
It says incrementally increasing the tobacco products tax by up to 22% of the manufacturer's list price.
Go back.
Increasing for moist snuff tobacco. Yeah, I don't understand. I just don't get the analogy at all.
Well, because he said that the pack of cigarettes, and I don't see that in here, has got to be at least $7.
Well, I don't get that at all.
And I don't see it.
Yeah, there's no language in this that talks about $7.
I don't see it.
Hi, Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, realcbdthatworks.com. Don't forget, you get 30, people were asking, is that sale, it's still on, 30% off, use Tom in the promo code realcbdthatworks.com. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff in the works. If you need help, or you call us, and then what we do is, assign it to someone to work on it. Let's go right to the phones now, okay? 303-713-TALK. Jay, go ahead, Jay. What's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Just a real quick question.
Yes, sir.
I have insurance, and it involves a rental car allowance. Do I have to take that in a rental car rental, or can I request a check?
That's a good question. Insurance requires you to have the loss before you get the money. So I would say, unless it's written in a weird way, it's not an allowance that of cash. It is to pay rental coverage up to an amount. So if you pay under the amount, they pay the amount you paid. If you pay over the amount, they pay up to the limit.
Okay, I got you.
Now, under normal circumstances, there have been people who made the argument that they incurred the loss and they borrowed a friend's car. It normally doesn't work.
That's what I plan on doing.
Right.
Okay.
It normally
Then maybe
does
I'll
not
just have
work
one.
because they say you did not incur the loss. And by the way, that is a very complicated issue. It's just like when you have a house and you get a check, and if you do the work, can you get paid for it? The answer is you can get paid whatever you expend. They don't necessarily count your time unless they say you are a tradesman. I know it gets weird. It's weird, but that's a quick answer. Joe, welcome to the show. What's going on, Joe?
Tom?
Yes, sir.
Tom? I just wanted to call in regards to the taking of the medicine that they're going to come out with for COVID.
Okay. What do you think?
I believe in, I think it was 53, we had the polio outbreak, my aunt was telling me.
Right.
When she was a child. And they had about 2 years where they couldn't even play at the playgrounds or with any other children. And it was similar to this. And when they came out with the vaccine, I believe they got Elvis Presley to take it on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, really?
So that it would help the public trust in it, because everybody loved Elvis so much.
I didn't know that. Hold on, I just Googled that, and it absolutely did. Yeah. He was a young man, and he's given this polio vaccine on the air. Yep. Dr. Leona Baumgarten and Dr. Harold Furst at CBS Studios City. That's cool. I didn't know that. Anyway, God Almighty, I remember that. I was a young man. I was born in '53, and I remember the scare even after the vaccine. It was just such a scary thing. And the skin, they had pictures of these kids in iron lungs that scared the hell out of me. Oh my God, I was thinking I never want to be trapped.
The death rate for polio, though, was way higher than COVID, right? I mean, way higher.
Mark, I don't know, actually. I don't know what the death... I know that, by the way, he did that in 1956, so I would have been 3 years old. But let's see, it says here, Mark, polio was the single biggest threat to American children. The virus infected more than 60,000 annually. 3,000 children died from the virus, and thousands were paralyzed. The paralysis went so deep it impacted the lungs. Kids required those iron lungs. The thing is, unlike this disease does not really affect children that much. So polio mostly affected children, which, oh my God, of course that's a big deal, because they figure you're not at the end of your life, you're at the beginning of your life. Now, I'm not saying, we shouldn't care about older people dying. I'm just saying it was a whole different paradigm completely. What?
But I would say, unlike the COVID vaccine, which people are skeptical about, people were beating down the doors to get that vaccine. I'll bet that over 90%, I don't have the stats, but I will bet you over 90-95% of kids were vaccinated against polio.
I don't know, but actually nowadays it's going down, and they're concerned about it. People are not getting vaccinated. But you're right. People were lined up to take that, especially after Elvis did it. That's very interesting. What do you think about the COVID thing, though, Joe?
I think it'll probably be a good thing if we can get it figured out.
Of course,
it'll be something that we'll want to take part in. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we all want to, be careful, but I would want it. I took the regular flu shot, as I do every year. All right, so Lori has a roofing issue, and what's going on, Lori?
Well, remember we were all excited. Yay, they're going to roof my house.
Now, who is this that was going to roof your house, Lori? I'm sorry. Bring me up to date.
I bought a trailer.
Oh, yes, Lori. Okay, you bought a trailer. Let me get this straight. You bought a trailer, and they said that they certified the roof. It was guaranteed. It turned out to be a piece of crap. Then, Deputy Doc, did you handle this one? Oh, wait. Oh, no, Deputy B, I think. Deputy B got you a new roof. And they promised to replace the roof. Did they replace it?
Well, therein lies the question. They replaced the roof, I think. I don't know. But they didn't take any pictures before, during, or after, so I can't get it.
Well, it'll be easy to verify. Listen, Lori, we had people look at it.
Did they pull a permit? Did they pull a permit? You know what? Deputy B told me she's very hard to deal with.
Now, Lori, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You were crying your eyes out because you spent your money. You saved up for your dream home and sold the childhood home you grew up in, and our heart went out to you, and we want to help you. But it's easy to tell if they replaced it. You say you don't know if they replaced it. It's going to be easy to tell. We had someone from Excel Roofing go out and check it. They can tell if it's replaced or not. So, do you have any doubts it was replaced?
No, I just don't know how good a job they did.
Well,
because
okay.
They refused to take pictures and they refused to get a permit.
Okay, listen, Lori, I don't care about the permit as much as I do if the job's good or not, okay? The permits, yes, it's required and all of that, but people are mistaken if they believe that the permit process protects them. It just is not necessarily so.
You know, the bottom line is it still leaking in the bathroom? Did it quit leaking? I realize you probably haven't had rain yet, but if it has quit leaking, it should be done.
Did we have any, I don't know, did it stop leaking, or you can't tell yet because of the...
I can't tell yet. I got a roofer going to come over today and check it for me.
Okay, so Lori, what roofer are you having come over and look at it?
His name is Corey.
But how do you know this Corey? How do you know Corey?
Because I just looked up roofers and picked his number.
Why would you do that, Lori? And you're calling a roofer. What roofer would come over there free of charge? What did you tell this roofer you needed?
I just told him I needed to have it checked out.
And he said he would come over free of charge and check out your roof.
Yeah.
And I'm going to predict something. He's going to find stuff wrong with your roof. All right? So, Lori, you go ahead and work with Corey because you obviously don't trust us. We have the referral list. We had somebody who went over and checked it. If you wanted it second checked, you should have just called us and we'd have the guy go over. Deputy B worked his ass off to get your roof replaced. And right now...
and then she complained about him. Then, I'm going to say this to everybody listening. She also complained about, oh, well, you didn't help me enough after he got her a new roof.
What was it? Why? Why was she upset with him?
I have no idea, but I agree with him 100%.
Got a break?
Started actually saying, well, you didn't do that much for me.
All right. You know, Lori, you take it from here, okay? You handle it yourself. We're out of it.
Art of Granite.
Yeah. Hey, I sent you that thing on the... It is $7 minimum per tax. For $7 minimum, somebody can sell cigarettes for it.
So wait a minute. Even if you can produce them and sell them cheaper, you have to raise your price.
$7 is the cheapest.
What bill is that?
EE proposition.
Is it here in the state only?
Is that just Denver? I don't know.
What is that the one about the vaping products?
Yes.
I voted for that.
So did I. I mean, it does hit people's pocketbooks. $7 a pack. What does cigarettes sell for now?
I have no idea.
I remember.
I remember the last time I smoked, it was like 50 cents a pack.
I used to buy my dad cigarettes for 35 cents.
Right.
Geez, they were cheap when I was in
Now
service.
he would give me change, I'd go get it. I remember with my go-kart going to get gasoline at 25 cents. 25 cents.
Wow.
A gallon. 25 cents. I would take my red can and go get gas for my go-kart.
Oh no, I remember 30 cents a gallon. Oh, I remember coming to Denver, because we came here on our trip, and they had a gas war, and that would have been, what year would that have been, like 72? There's 25 cents a gallon. They had a gas war going on. They had a gas war going on.
In 72?
71, 72, yeah.
Oh yeah, but remember the embargo was in 73.
Oh, I was talking.
When I say gas war, you know how they used to have gas wars, just local gas wars?
No.
Trying to, don't you remember that? They were trying to just drive out of another gas station, so it wasn't like around the country.
Right, and then they got smart and they both had the same price.
Right, I guess they probably did.
But the way like I said, 73 is when the embargo came and you couldn't get gas.
Right, so it was
The lines?
Right before that.
The gas lines were when?
73.
No, they weren't. They were later than that.
They were
I was in
73.
Colorado.
No. They 73, then they had another one in the 80s.
Right, but the
late
first,
70s or early 80s.
Yeah, the first embargo was 73.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tom was too young then.
No,
I was born, Tom, what year?
I graduated high school in 73.
Okay, so you were 16, 17?
Military used to have
73?
Yeah.
16, I was 20.
Okay.
Wait, then I didn't graduate high school as 20, for God's sake. Wait, 53, 63, 73.
You were 20.
No, I wasn't 20 when I graduated high school.
No, because you were 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, why do I remember 73? I couldn't have been the class of 73, for God's sakes, because I wasn't that old. I mean, I was...
You don't remember when you graduated high school?
Well, no, I don't actually. I don't. I have to look. Because if I was born in 53, September of 53, so that would have been September of...
Plus that would be 65, right? I mean, if you were born in 53, right? And let's say you were 17.
Yeah, 70.
So it would have been 70 when you graduated high school.
I don't think I think I stayed back 1 year.
Dan, what'd you say?
When I was in third grade.
Right.
What did you send me?
So my dad left.
The thing on the Proposition EE,
I was a year older
that there is
than normal.
$7 minimum per pack that anybody can sell it for.
Alright, so that'll be 71.
So that, so it doesn't, if you do a pack of marbles or a pack of the cheapest.
So what is it? I still don't understand. But your contention was, if right now the most expensive is $7,
I don't know.
30% of sales tax on there. You don't think they're going to raise it by 30%?
I don't know.
Mark is saying they're all going to stay proportional.
I don't know. That's not what Ross was saying on that. He said
the main thing it really does is it starts taxing those stupid vaporizer bullshit.
Oh, I voted for it. I mean, just for the fact if it keeps anybody not smoking, it's a good thing.
And your treatment is covered by Medicare and most health insurance. Call 1-800-RELAX to schedule your free vein screening.
Hey, is that Daphne?
No, Suzanne.
Did Daphne ever get hold of Milo? Yeah, we asked about that family question. I know, but you want to
Did Daphne ever get a hold of Michael Brown?
Right here. But here's their
I looked it up, and the whole thing in 1933 when they did that.
terms and conditions, all of their terms and
But they did.
conditions.
Like I say, there was a bill.
They confiscated gold at one point.
The hoarding, they called it the hoarding.
Like they weren't allowed to own gold.
Well, you could order jewelry, but quit making gold certificates, like
Or gold coins, or gold coins, or bars.
Or bars, yeah.
The essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively.
But
you know what I don't understand, Dan, is why isn't this, oh, here it is, text of the measurement. How come when you read the valid title, it doesn't have any of that in it?
Because they write it how they want it voted on.
Keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for
Fuck you.
I would say Proposition 113, I didn't read that, I just knew what it was about. And probably also looks like, wow, that's really fair. One person, one vote.
You know, Dan, sometimes what they do is they make it a double negative. So the bill is so twisted that if you vote against it, you're voting for it.
Isn't the people in charge of the House/Senate responsible for writing up how they?
Well, yeah, when they present a bill to the legislature, they're the ones that control the wording of it.
Well, these aren't actually bills; these are actually voted.
Well, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Whoever proposes it, writes the language of the bill.
Proposition 113. You know that the Republicans brought that up, right?
Which one is 113?
About the giving of your electoral college votes to the national populace. The reason they did that is because they were going to pass it.
They did pass it.
And then they wanted it voted on.
Well, because Polis was the one that said he okayed it by executive order. And the Republicans said, no, you can't do that. It has to be...
Did he say executive order?
Yeah. Polis was the one that did it by executive order, and the Republicans said, no, this has to be a legislative change if they're going to do it.
There's no way they could do it executive order.
He did.
What executive?
Really?
Yes. Check it out. Polis did it by fiat.
Boy, I have never seen, I'm reading it in the actual bill now, I have never seen where the government mandates how much you have to sell something.
I know.
That is fucking weird.
It is different.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. We'll try to take you. Well, we don't have any calls left, so it doesn't matter. If you can squeeze in, we'll take you. Otherwise, not. But we've accomplished a lot today. But we also had what I call the pain in the ass syndrome when we help people and they complain more than when we... it's amazing to me. There's a certain number of people that when we help them, they're so desperate, they cry, our heart goes out to them, and then we help them, and then they turn out to be ungrateful. Not only that, they start picking problems with us. Like, you did this and you did that. Mark, do you remember that one woman we moved? What was her name? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. We got her.
What was her name again? It was a weird name.
Full-blown scholarship to a.
Oh, that one. That was a different
one. AA school.
That's even a different one. You're right. Shauna, we got her an apartment. We got her son placed with a job and a scholarship, and
a full-blown Thanksgiving dinner that was delivered and catered by an excellent company.
So then there was something else, though, Mark. The other woman.
We helped her move.
The woman we helped move, Mark.
Oh,
and she liked you, and then she turned on us
Japanese.
like a
Noreen.
Japanese favorite.
Noreen, like a rabid dog.
Doreen. No, Doreen, as in dope.
Doreen.
You and Dan went over and said, oh, it's not a lot.
Oh, she okey-doked us. We walked into the family room. It looked normal. When we go back to move her, we walk into the bedroom, and there was nonstop crap.
By the way, tomorrow we're going to talk about class action lawsuits. How do they form? We're going to have one of the premier law firms as a guest. How do they form? Who forms them? How are they successful? What do consumers get? Are there any going on now? Can you start one against your company that insists that you have your wedding when they say or whatever? More on that tomorrow.
Clear?
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino and stay connected.
Did you get your cardboard art from Doreen?
Yes. Yes, I stole it from her collection of Montgomery Ward's verses.
See,
why did she